All right. Good evening, everybody. Let's see. We got a script by Xander, Anesthetic Coma. So I think we definitely want to go over that. Then after Anesthetic Coma, let's see. We got some stuff by John Lamont, the amazing John Lamont. Um, and then I don't know who else we got. All right, so Anesthetic Coma. Um, how was everyone's week?
So busy.
Not bad. Profitable week. That's good.
Okay, there you go.
You sell another script?
Oh, fuck no. No, investments and stuff. So
Ah,
I
Crypto?
made some
Yeah.
Hey, I made an image of the Bitcoin, so that's in comic.
I saw it.
graphics. Yeah. So
okay. So now I got to ask.
Yeah, I
who's the
saw
bitch?
that. Yeah, thanks for Bitcoin looks pretty pretty hot.
well, it needs more work, but yeah, that's where I wanted to start with it. So anyway, I thought it was fun,
Let's see.
but that's not the money I made.
I mean,
All
meme coins are
right.
big right now. Like maybe you should just release Bitcoin.
I made an offer in the text. I said, if you want to send me $5,000, I will send you a picture of the Bitcoin as a token of your depreciation. That was for you,
Okay.
Preston, just so you know.
I appreciate that. All right. Well, this story has
Ooh, it has pictures. It's just
has
like
a
a
that
comic.
picture.
that are AI with a disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer AI concept art. Anesthetic tendencies follows Alexander, a failed writer who awakens
Is there
from
a
coma.
script attached to this?
Yes.
Because
Let's just read that.
Yeah,
Let's
because
read.
he gave us pages
Okay.
2 to 11, so that'll give us 10 pages of script. So
Awesome.
I mean,
Okay.
really, who cares about the character intro? The intro should be in the
Yeah,
first 10
indeed.
pages.
All right. Who wants to narrate?
I'll
I'll
narrate.
narrate. You go for it, John.
All right. Interior Elementary School, afternoon. Alexander is a 6-year-old kid. He's drawing a lady with huge breasts spilling milk into 2 buckets from her breasts, his tongue protruding as he contemplates his next stroke.
Hmm.
His teacher pursues past each student as they do their work. As usual, Alexander finished his work in record time and decides to draw. Why not just show that? I mean, how do you film that? His teacher finally reaches Alexander.
Excuse me, Alex.
Alex continues his drawing, being very detailed as he draws a tear-shaped droplet falling into one of the buckets.
Chingados.
Hearing the reaction, Alex turns.
Huh?
What is this? I'm calling your mother.
Alex looks confused. Interior Elementary School, continuous. Alex's mom stands in front of the teacher as she looks at the art.
Wait, continuous?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if it continuous this is a new scene. It's not continuing from the previous scene.
It is not.
I mean, maybe his mother is actually Nightcrawler.
Could be.
The script didn't specify. Hey, Dios mio. Alex, you can't be drawing this, mijo. Come on, let's go.
Exterior Elementary School, continuous. Alex's mom holds his hand as they walk out of the classroom.
We never spoke about it again. Seeing my mom disappointed really hurt.
Interior classroom, afternoon. Alexander silently drawing away in his book. There's a giant circle with a smaller circle in the center, alluding to another giant boob. The teacher approaches him.
After moving to a new school, I began my new adventure, writing an actual book, my first one, A Trip to the Moon.
Oh my.
Wow. Oh, go ahead.
Oh my, wow, that is one exciting book. Look at that art.
The giant circle turns out to be a moon, and there's a rocket flying toward it. Alex's mom stands in front of the teacher as she peers into the book.
I have to say, Alex is quite talented. His book has been recognized by Young Writers Association, and he's been invited to a ceremony in North Carolina where he will be awarded and his book published.
This is incredible. Alexander, you are a genius. I'm so proud of you, Miho.
Interior auditorium, afternoon. Alexander poses with a team of adults as he is awarded a certificate of something or another. Oh, of recognition.
Yeah.
Helps when the screen's not moving.
That would be my last book for another 25 years.
Interior classroom, afternoon. Students are busy taking their exams as the teacher peruses through the classroom.
After progressing through school, I began to learn even more fundamentals of writing.
Alexander silently writing away and finishes before everyone else. He takes his exam to the teacher.
I guess I'm the teacher.
You're all the teachers.
Yeah,
now,
you're going to be the
Preston.
teachers, yeah.
Finished already? Take a seat, please. You may doodle or read.
Interior classroom, afternoon. Mrs. Mackey explains to his mom how Alexander got a perfect score on his essay in the state exam.
He got a perfect score.
Wow, really? You did great, Alex.
They walk out of the classroom.
I was walking on sunshine. That's
She needs
LSD.
to get hit by a truck.
Yeah.
This is too sappy.
I'm pretty sure that's
Interior-
literally about to happen.
Interior school bathroom. A student aggravates another in the bathroom. Oh wow, this just got okay.
Then puberty struck.
You motherfucker, I told you $10.
I don't have it, I swear.
A teenager fervently masturbates in the bathroom stall as he reads a. I knew it was going to be that kind of aggravating. As he reads a book, Moonlit Tendencies, Alexander writes on the stall door, Mr. James is gay.
Soon I was writing expletives, dark poetry, and love letters to my girlfriend, a decade older than me.
Oh no, not expletives.
Interior home nights. I guess
Wow.
no copy. It must be all dark.
Yep. Wow, baby, this is cute. I love it. I'm going to tattoo it on my back.
I made it just for you. The poem was dark confession of my love for her. It was later published in a national circulating poetry book and the last poem I ever wrote.
Flash forward 25 years later. Where's the bus? I missed the bus.
Yeah, it looks
Interior-
like Alex also missed the bus.
Interior warehouse morning. There's a group of 40 people, including Alex, surrounding two men who are the manager, Chris, and assistant manager, Rick.
Sign this sheet and pass it along.
An attendance sheet is passed along as the workforce listens in on the manager's boring speech.
I want to thank the electrical shop for their hard work restoring power.
The paper reaches Alex's hands and he takes a look around, quickly scribbling his name and writing Chris is a jackass at the bottom. In the background behind the manager, you can see a box labeled Big Ass Fans, and it has a picture of a donkey swinging his tail, clearly the inspiration. The paper reaches the assistant manager as the people down the line hold in their laughter.
Remember your safety tasks.
The assistant manager grabs Chris's attention, pointing at the paper.
Huh?
Chris burns with red rage.
Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Whoever wrote this better tell me right now.
Most people remain silent, some chuckling and whispering.
It's okay. I will find out who wrote this and send you home. Oh, I got to do this. He continued to burn red through the rest of his monologue, and just like his monologue, I was living a monotonous life filled with silent rage and used my writing only to address HR after the workplace harassment from managers, lawyers, from lawsuits that stemmed from said harassment and fake resumes after hopping from one boring job to another. I had kept writing, but nothing was ever finished, and everything I sent into the publishers was immediately rejected, claiming it was too vulgar, dark, and incoherent. My writing style was simply out of touch.
So that wasn't tagged as voiceover.
Yeah.
That was not.
So does he
So
just say that in the scene while everyone's laughing at his boss?
Yes.
I guess as he's exiting the building or something, and he's having a rage. Who
No,
knows?
that's cool. Like everyone loves a good soliloquy.
Yes.
Yeah. Hamlet.
And interior manager's office morning, it must be pitch black again.
Yeah. Yes.
I knew it was coming. I brought a face mask to work today to cover my reaction as Chris accuses me of writing that vulgar statement.
Alex, his supervisor, approaches his desk. Oh, there's a desk in this black office. Did he
Yes.
stumble over it? Ow.
No,
Approach
he's
is spelled
magic.
wrong.
Chris wants to see you in his office.
I wrapped the mask around my face, ready to begin my performance in front of the man-child of my manager. I had to hold back all my laughter, especially since I spoke to Brian in a non-sick voice all morning. Poor guy. He must be so confused.
Good morning.
Alexander speaks in a sickly voice.
What's up? Chris sat at his desk, glaring with a serious look. It was so cute because he had such a sleepy baby face, mostly hungover from the alcohol he binged the night before. The assistant manager, Rick, he's a former police officer, slouching backwards in the corner, burning a hole through my mask, looking for the slightest facial expression, indicating a lie as my slanted eyes hid every movement of my pupils. And Brian, the gentle giant, cowered behind me. Little did I know that he had been interrogated a few minutes before me.
Who's Brian?
I don't know, but I'm Chris too. Did you write this? That was it. Those 4 words I wrote were actually my resignation letter, and my life would become a lot more interesting for the next few months as I scrambled to find work before the 300 to my name hits 0. I have grown accustomed to self-destructive behavior every now and then. Life always seemed boring. I loved the adrenaline of survival in capitalism. Captivated by the thrill of the hunt, I tread on. Tell me the truth. Did you write this? Proving a point, read it. I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know.
Write what? You know what I'm talking about. I respond in an even raspier voice. I have no idea. That's okay. I'll find out anyways. I'll get forensics on it. I'm not a fucking retard. I changed my handwriting, you fucking imbecile. I used Brian's handwriting as a matter of fact. Sitting behind his desk for 3 years, I learned a lot, which is why you interrogated him first. Besides, any investigator you show that to will laugh their ass off and run you out of their office. Okay, anything else? No, you can go back to work. Near miss self-destruction failed. Oh well, back to the grind. Later that morning, Brian would relay to me his anger towards management and claim he defended me during his interrogation. I believe him.
Interior gym afternoon. Alex flexes as he performs DB cable flies on an exercise machine, both arms flexing forward and backward. His phone begins to ring. It's his agent Ishmael. He answers.
Hey, Alex.
Give me some good news, Ismail. I'm ready to self-destruct.
Come on, man, you're up.
Please tell me they picked it up.
Well, I got good news and bad news.
Alex continues to exercise, grunting.
Just give it to me straight. His salesman tactics really bothered me, but he was a dirt cheap publishing agent, and he sold a few of my manuscripts when I was in a bind.
There we are. Okay, well, they decided to move on to another project.
Damn it. Damn it. That was it, Ismail. I poured my heart and soul into this.
I know, believe me, they loved your pitch. It just wasn't the right fit for the current ecosystem.
What exactly does that mean?
Well, there's a superhero flood right now.
She's not a superhero, damn it. She's a vigilante.
Xander, methinks dost protest too much.
He objectively does. No one likes a whiner. I mean, I love this script now.
I do too.
Ishmael. Who's Ishmael?
And it's a bit too vulgar. I mean, she broke his arm with her pussy. The
Great
toad
line.
is too dark.
Why is so good?
fucking line.
It transcended that story and made it into another story.
I mean, yeah, the toad is too dark, gritty, and the storyline is incoherent. Okay, well, that's not all our feedback, so I'm taking the win on
I
this.
know. I feel like
He's writing our
Yeah.
notes. He's
Yeah.
scripting our notes.
I mean, research is research. I'm giving him credit for that.
Yeah.
That is not the problem with this script. The main character is all over the place. Sometimes she's sexy. Well, we never said that. Then happy-go-lucky. Then brooding down alleyways. Yeah, none of that is from us, guys.
This is the new wave. This is American manga. Manga.
You mean like Antarctic Press? Aren't
All
they
right.
bankrupt now again?
Again?
Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
These are dinosaurs they want books kids can engage with, or sexy vampire books teens can jerk off to.
Damn it, Ismail. This was my last. Whoop, you moved.
Sorry.
Damn it, Ismail. This was my last shot. That's literally what I named the file I sent you. La Vigilante, Long Shot 3. I've been writing this for 3 years.
Get in
Look,
line, buddy.
bud, I get it.
I've got
I
stories I've been
love
working on
your
for 10
idea.
plus.
Sorry?
I said,
What?
get in line. I've got stories I've been working on for 10 plus.
Look, bud, I get it. I love your idea. I just think you lost focus somewhere down the road. But look, I said I got good news.
What is it?
I got a buyer.
You got a buyer?
Yeah, it's not much, but I'm sure it'll help you get started on your next one.
How much? I'm not going any lower than 5,000. This is the third script I've sold. I should be collecting more.
Ooh, they're actually offering 1,500.
1,500?
Alex releases his left hand from the cable as he screams into his left earpiece, making a clutching movement, and his right arm snaps as the weight drops and pulls the cable back.
Ah!
Hey, what happened? Are you okay?
I'll call you back.
All right. We have another story that's about our previous story, and then well, or something.
It's
right?
about the writer of the previous story.
yeah,
Previous
it's about
story,
the
right.
writer of the previous story, and the
So-
harsh notes he got
I'm gonna need
on
to.
his story.
Oh man, Diane missed all of that.
yeah.
Yeah, I did. I came in. When,
Yeah. I know Pokemon's really fun.
No,
Yeah,
I just no. I worked late today.
you did. But yeah, Xander, who writes La Vigilante, just submitted that script about a writer who
Who wrote
La Vigilante.
Wow,
And they're-
how,
they-
how very meta.
yeah.
I will say it's very ballsy to write your biopic about you becoming rich and famous before you become rich and famous. So
Hey,
Yeah.
good on you on that.
Oh, is
Prince
that like when
did
your
it with
first
Purple
single
Rain.
is like "Yo, I'm back"?
Yeah.
Prince did it with Purple Rain. Come on.
There you go. So
Yeah, but I've heard Purple Rain, and this ain't no Purple Rain.
all right. So we got a writer who wrote a story that he's passionate about that didn't get the reception he was hoping for, and instead he's sold a different story for a lesser amount,
Mhm.
and he's a bit sad.
Oh,
So
Well, I think they're offering a lesser amount on this story than what he's asking.
yes,
He wanted 5K and they
Yeah.
offered him 1.5.
yes.
So, but
So
yeah,
I mean,
not even a quarter.
I feel for the guy.
Mm.
And I know he wants to go on to do greater things if only the world would take appreciation of his storytelling talent. John.
oh, I already said my good thing. I think
Danny.
it's ballsy. I think it's a ballsy move.
I mean, I agree with John. This is a ballsy move. Okay, I need to find something nice to say about this because I'm going to have many other things to say about this really soon.
All right.
Okay, here's what I've got. In addition to its ballsy, like, there is a certain amount of self-confidence that's required to do something like this, and it's actually a really good sign that you might have what it takes to be a professional writer.
It's not
Robert.
bad.
No.
The okay, I think the structure is good, that he gives us some background on how this guy evolved from his childhood, through what everybody experiences is the repression of who you are when you're in school, and then contrasted with, oh, he has talent. Doesn't explain well. That's a negative. He's so I like the idea of the background of it. I think it's written too fractured and not doesn't give it all the credit that it could give as who he is. But I like it. I like that he starts off with who he is, and we get a sense of him growing up. And I think that some of the conflict that he has at work works as a setup as to what drives him into thinking that, you know what, I've learned a lot about these people. That's what the story is about in the warehouse. And the guy is, I see my characters in these people. And, that's a good thing. So I think he set up a story structure where he could go from. And then I'll do the Danny thing later.
Go ahead, do the Danny thing.
Okay. It is
It's
written.
not the Danny. Look, I want to love everything. You have no idea. I really do. I come in with so much hope to every single script, and then they just keep punching me in the face.
There you go. Well, this one probably punched a lot. Okay, the structure in the beginning, while it's a good idea, is not very well executed. It needs a major rewrite and a through line that doesn't exist. It's too spotty. And that's all I can say about it because there's just not enough there. It gets interesting when he starts discussing the characters, but the dialogue is deadly, and the setting is there's no world building. There's zero. The classroom builds itself. We all have the classroom experience, builds itself. There's no world building in that warehouse where it is. John kind of touched on it when he kept saying, well, I guess it's dark in there. We don't know what's there. What is it? We need to know where we are, and we don't. We just hear people talking. And then there's a couple of really good lines. I love the broke his arm with a pussy. I think that is a gut laugh for anybody who reads it. If it's set up well, it is not yet, and it needs to be. So I just think that while this has merit in, as John called it, a ballsy move to describe what your experience is, and if you can string it together a little bit better, because I think you assume a lot of knowledge on our part of what it was like for you, but there's no feeling there of how. There's one sentence, I think, in one of the dialogue voiceovers that says, you really didn't want your mom to feel bad about it, or I knew she would be upset, or whatever the case is. So your cold open with the breasts and the extreme description of that falls flat when there's nothing else to support it later on. Okay, that's as negative as I choose to get, because I think this just needs a massive rewrite, and hopefully he can do that. I'll leave it at that.
Danny.
Okay, well, I've decided that despite how terribly puerile this was, I'm not going to do the Danny thing.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is... I got you while you were drinking, didn't I, Robert?
Yeah, my mistake.
Guys, you got a spit take out of that. It was already worth it.
It didn't come through my nose. That's the only good thing.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you about a story about a bad idea. It's also possibly the best film to ever be filmed in Arizona. It's called Hamlet 2. It's a real film, and you need to watch it, because it's a very good story about a very bad idea. And that seems to be what you're doing here. And the way that project drops the setting, drops the situation, deals with the idea of a failed writer, and they're like nakedly ridiculous ideas and then turns it into a thing with a lot of heart, might be the sort of thing that you're going for. Now, I know this is probably going to be a comic, and therefore you can't do a musical theater production. But if you want to write something like this, you should watch Hamlet 2. You should watch, what was it? Not Lost in Translation, the other one with Will Ferrell when he narrates his own life or whatever.
I don't know that one.
Like
Ron
2006-ish.
Burgundy?
Sorry?
Wasn't Ron Burgundy.
No. He hears the narration of his own life in his head.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I don't think I saw that.
Anyways, you can Google that. One of the things writers love talking about is writing. And you can find lots of good stories about writing stories. The way this thing seems to be structured right now doesn't really inspire confidence that is going to be one of them. But it could if you learn how to build up a world and some characters better. See? That was incredibly positive.
John.
Danny, I'm so proud of you.
I guess I'll do the Danny thing. No, just kidding.
Someone should do the Danny thing. It's just like, you know.
So my thing is, besides the fact that, well, I don't know where this is going, and I don't know if this is going to be about a failed writer who picks up the pieces of his life and does something not writing,
Possibly.
which would actually be a really, really interesting twist for a writer to do. But the main thing that I had, or the main issue that I had, is that the main character is not very sympathetic. He's kind of a dick.
Sure.
And if that's intentional, then it needs to be funny, and it's not funny. Otherwise, he's kind of a snotty little kid, and then he's a snotty little teenager. Then he's a snotty little 20-something in a warehouse making fun of his boss. His boss, who by the way, we know nothing about. So his boss could be the best boss in the world. The only thing that we have that says otherwise is our crap ton of exposition. And I feel like if you want him to make fun of his boss or whatever, because that's his character, is that he's a dickwad, then you need to at least make it funny. Maybe make his boss actually show his boss being as bad as the character seems to think that he is, and then we'll be getting the joke when he's doing the joke. Because as of right now, it just comes off as kind of bland and cruel, and I'm not really rooting for him. It's kind of why I was rooting for his mom to get hit by a bus, because that would try to engage
I thought
some
he
kind
was
of
going to get hit
sympathy.
by a bus. That would
Him. I was rooting for him.
I thought
to
this
get
was
hit
going
by
to
the
go
bus.
isekai.
Put him in that coma sooner.
Hundo P.
So anyway, so yeah, that is. So yeah, he's just not a very likable. Oh, now you talk about that isekai. Is this the same writer that wanted to do I got shot and resurrected as a toilet thing, or was that somebody else in the Discord? Because maybe that's what this story is that he's doing. Maybe we're supposed to hate him because he's going to end up being resurrected as a toilet.
Possibly.
Anyway,
I want to read that story now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I do, but in either
No.
case, the main character does not seem to be a very likable person.
Better than watching a Holden Caulfield wannabe.
A little bit.
Who that is?
Literary Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, I can be literary. Do you want to be let's get literary, bitches. Come
All
on.
right.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I didn't find that the main character was very likable, and I think if you want to do an unlikable protagonist, it needs to be a comedy.
Yeah. All right. So, based on the synopsis, not what I saw, but the synopsis of this guy is going to suffer an accident, and it's going to turn out that somehow his agent is stealing his work, and so this is a story about a writer and the things he writes and his life, and his career. This is it's difficult to separate the story from the writer. In this case, it's kind of one and the same. I feel like it's very meta. It's a writer writing about being a writer who's not getting the recognition he deserves, and all of that.
And
That's great. It feels
Is it, though?
self-indulgent, and it, as John pointed out, like I don't know that I'm cheering for the writer. I don't know that. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna ditto that. Really, I wanted, I if I had to compare, I would rather be in the story that they're talking about with La Vigilante breaking some dude's arm with a pussy, because like that story has La Vigilante busting down some
Bad guys.
yeah,
Dude,
bad
with her
guys,
pussy.
yeah, in order to stop femicide before she gets on a newscast. And
That's clearly a different story
yes,
because the femicide wasn't mentioned in this script.
no, yeah, and this story is
And
about
since we've read La Vigilante, like we
Yeah.
have to assume that the version that's in this script is much better.
yeah. Oh, I feel like just regular old narrative is going to be more compelling and give me the escapist fantasy I want, rather than a story about a writer writing an escapist fantasy who doesn't get the appreciation they deserve.
If I can add,
Yeah.
I feel like to do a story like this, you have to earn it.
What's that
And
mean?
I don't.
What's that mean? I don't know what that means, but it's interesting.
So, if okay, 8 Mile, it's a good example. 8 Mile was a story.
Good film.
Very good film. But Eminem, nobody would care about what that movie if Eminem didn't succeed, if he wasn't a thing. He
If
didn't
he was
do
a
that
bad rapper, yeah.
right. If
Well,
he
was he a
didn't
bad
do
actor?
that movie
If
and
he was
then
a bad
become
actor?
famous, he was famous first. Then he did this movie as kind of a self-reflecting biopic on himself.
Right.
And I feel like he earned the right to do that movie by doing everything else up to it. He put out the albums. He became number one. He became famous. Then he did the movie. I mean, even as ridiculous and nonsensical as it was, but Weird Al Yankovic did the same exact thing a couple years ago. And of course, he went batshit crazy and off the wall with it, which is great.
Well, that's
But
him.
even yes, but even he did a biopic that was, I mean, like the first part of the movie, you're thinking this is like a real biopic, just a little spiced up for comedy, and then you realize, no, this is, who the hell knows what this is. But anyway, I feel like, again, Weird Al earned that. I feel like to do a story like this, about a struggling writer who is struggling to get ahead, even if you wanted to, even if you decide, even if this is like your last temptation of Christ, where you're like, I could have done something else. Like, even if that's what you want to do, even if this story is about a writer who gives up and goes and does something else with his life and makes the world a better place, right? I still feel like that as a writer, writing about a writer, you need to earn that. Like, be the famous writer, and then as an exercise of self-reflection, think, what would I have done if I had failed? What would I have done if that script right before the one that I got that made me big, the one right before that, case in point, it would be like if this project that I'm working with Preston all of a sudden makes me big and famous as a screenwriter, but then I do a biopic about how I'm doing this story about harpies that nobody really, that's kind of a blah story or whatever, and then I decide to go and do something else with my life, and that's what the story is about. I have to earn that position in order to tell that story. even if it's fake. That's what I mean when I say you got to earn it, and I don't feel like that you've earned the right to tell this story yet.
Wow.
And I like
If
chiming
that
on
makes sense.
I don't know that I agree. I think you can write whatever you want, but what you're hung up on, and I do understand this part, is in his intro or description or whatever that was that Preston read before we went into the script. He says it's kind of a true story. And now, is it his story? Is it somebody else's story? We none of this knows. I don't know how relevant it is.
Maybe
but
he's
I'm
the
gonna.
agent.
It's just not good right now.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And really, what do we get from the scenes where he's in the classroom? I don't know that we get anything. I feel like
this is sort of one of the things that I did notice was like, okay, fine, he's a writer, he's doing whatever, but I don't know if you've met any professional writers, but like, even if the money's shit, someone wants to option your stuff is still a reason to celebrate.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? And like, if there was between
Right,
$5,000 and $1,500, like, if that's your deal breaker, like you are not a professional writer. That's not how that works. You got to take whatever rope you're given and then just run that as far as you can.
And you know what? The market tells you. It's like selling a house. The market tells you what it's worth.
Yeah.
It's what they pay for it. It's extremely simple. Now, if John sells his next script for $25,000 and then writes another script and sells that for $125,000, and both of those are produced and make profit, I'll just leave it at that. He has the right to say, I'm worth that much money because you're going to make money. It's a business transaction. And that's where the pride comes from, as Danny, alludes to. And, once you hit that professional level, then you've got the creds that I think is what you're talking about, John, to say that this is what happens when you go through life trying to figure out what it is that's in your head that you need to say and how to say it. And suddenly people understand it and they honor that with, making this story something that they collaborate with you with, in making it, public and visible to a lot of people that, that buy tickets to go see it. So yes, there's arguments for both of that. This, I think, has a structure that's appealing because it's basically a success story, at least as so far as we understand it. But that's all it is. It doesn't have the substance in it yet. I agree with Preston. We don't know what's going on in the classrooms yet. It's not compelling. But there was more world building there than anywhere else. But everything else is well, I like John's statement. It's dark. Where the hell are we? I'll leave it at that. I don't want to beat him down on it because I think if you rewrote
I think it could. Yeah, and I don't want to say that it's not a story worth telling. I guess my thing is when you're an unknown writer writing a story about an unknown writer who makes it big, that's you got to prove it first. You
just told him he's got to work harder. You just told him he's just got to work harder.
What we all got to do? That's why we're here. Though it's so easy. You just sit down and make words come out. That everyone loves you. That's how that works.
Well, everybody's
figures are magic.
I've noticed in music that a lot of times the musician's biggest song is a song about selling out to the music industry.
Yeah.
A lot of musicians write a song about selling out to the music industry, and a lot of times it's a pretty good song.
Is it their biggest song because they don't have any singles afterwards because they just pissed a bunch of people off by writing about selling out to the music industry?
I don't know.
See, what Ricky Nelson did that. It was I went to the garden party. You can't please everyone. You got to please yourself. Something along those lines. Whatever.
So a writer writing about how soulless writing is, that could be a good start. But I'm going to need to see some better pages. All right, now we got
Preston let an opinion through.
There we go. Now we got Project Delta. All right, John. Project Delta. Well, what do we got?
So I rewrote this scene. I tightened it up. I didn't
Okay.
rewrite. I rewrote a couple things, but I tightened this scene up, and then we'll get the next couple pages. And then we'll.
Am I completely wrong in that? Like I keep getting flashbacks of like the gay detective story you wrote like a long time ago, or is that like nowhere?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, that one is done, and it is a halfway decent action comedy that I think is like 92 pages.
Okay.
I mean, it's a halfway decent, in my opinion, halfway decent. But I think the idea of doing a gay buddy cop comedy isn't as poignant now as it was 10 years ago when I wrote it.
I'd say now it's almost expected.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas 10 years ago, it would have been still kind of edgy.
Yeah, it was very edgy.
Which is why I wrote it 10 years ago, because I thought I could try to, make some waves by doing something that was a little edgy and unusual that hadn't really been explored that much. But
yeah,
now
well,
it's
John, nobody appreciated your genius.
Yeah,
they did not. No.
And so you
and
really angry about that.
And this is I don't want to get too far off out of, but I feel like for whatever reason, rightly or wrongly, a lot of times these days, if you want a story about, Japanese people, then it needs to be written by someone who's Japanese, Yeah,
I hate that.
Okay.
But yes, there does seem to be that. And of course, Twitter, there was that Asian voiceover actor who got famous for complaining about, like other people voicing various ethnicities in voiceover. And now he can't find work because they'll only let him voice over Asian people, and there aren't enough Asian characters for him to voice over. So
that's actually very funny, because irony is the best.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of silly. It is unfortunate that kind of seems to be the thing right now. Hopefully it won't stay that way, because that's kind of silly.
Well, I feel like from a producer point of view, if you're going to make a story that has gay elements, or Asian elements, or writer elements, you want to make sure that those elements are going to land with the market that you're sticking your neck out to try and hit.
True.
And if it's written by someone who's not gay or not Asian or not a writer, then you run the risk of pissing everyone off.
Yes. Which again is also, one of those reasons why it's not a project that I'm currently pursuing.
This is why the phrase "didn't age well" is still a thing.
Yeah. So anyway, all right.
Interior visitation building, interview room 3 later. A cold windowless room, metal table bolted to the floor, 2 chairs. Darkened mirror on the side wall. A small camera blinks red in the corner. The guard escorts Marcus into the room where Assistant Special Agent in charge Lionel Richie sits scrolling through a tablet.
Good afternoon, Mr. Robbins. Officer, hands on the table, please.
The guard shoves Marcus into the seat, handcuffs him to the table, then steps outside, closing the door.
I am the Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Cyber Task Force.
Richards hands Marcus the tablet.
Recognize this?
Marcus scrolls through lines of code on the tablet.
Looks like a grocery list. Eggs, milk. Wait, my mistake. This is where your task force keeps all the stuff they don't understand.
Read the code.
Marcus rolls his eyes, looks back at the screen. He scrolls slowly. His expression drops.
Golden arrow?
Richards leans forward, getting serious.
That's your code.
Marcus gets serious, a little scared.
I wrote part of it years ago. It was a stupid code experiment. It should never have left the sandbox.
One of my analysts found this on the dark web hacker forum about 72 hours ago. The poster goes by NUY, or Guy, and has ties to the black hat group Gisborne.
Guy, he's the one that sent me the bogus code that leaked my IP address.
Looks like more than your IP address got leaked. Golden Arrow can erase systems, networks, entire infrastructures. Lives depend on them.
Marcus's hands tighten on the table.
Including one life you actually care about. April, your sister. The treatments keeping her alive rely on the very networks Golden Arrow can now destroy.
Marcus's eyes narrow, calculating.
What do you want from me?
You'll have limited, supervised access to FBI resources.
Out there, not in here, you wouldn't be talking to me if you didn't need me.
Golden Arrow is real, Marcus, and your sister's treatments depend on the systems it could destroy.
And that's why you can trust me. But I don't trust you.
You'll get two things: an FBI laptop and smartphone, and an ankle monitor.
That's three
Marcus
things.
smirks.
Yeah.
Better than the joint. Where do I sign?
Wasn't that three things?
That
Yeah.
was three things. Yeah.
Well, laptop and smartphone are supposed to be the same thing, but they're not.
Yeah.
Richards leans forward, swipes laterally. You mean laterally,
Yeah.
That's what he means.
not
Yeah.
later?
No, laterally, like how you switch from one app to the other.
That's
on
not
your
how you spell
smartphone.
laterally, dude.
Yeah. He's saying spelling error. Yeah. Anyway. All
On
right,
the
move on.
tablet, bring up an employment contract. Angle tablet, a 7-year employment contract, already pre-filled out.
Not nearly as bad as Scientology.
Ooh.
Exterior, CFP, front gate, day, a loud beep announces the gate's opening. Marcus steps out wearing bargain bin Goodwill polo and slacks. Richards stands by a black SUV holding a small box.
Here, standard issue.
Marcus opens it. Inside, an angle monitor wraps around a smartphone.
It's just my color.
Marcus smirks, pocketing the device. Interior, FBI SUV moving day. Marcus dials a number on the new smartphone. Richards glaces over from the driver's seat.
Who are you calling?
The prison psych. Or should it be the prison psych? Gotta thank him
I mean,
for all
John
those.
is notoriously bad at commas. It could be one. It could be both. Marcus listens as the line rings. Intercut CFP warden's office. Lorimer stands nervously across from the warden's desk.
Sir Robbins, I think you should reconsider.
Robbins is now property of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. I signed his release papers an hour ago.
Lorimer's jaw drops. Just then, his cell phone rings.
Yes?
Dr. Lorimer, just wanted to thank you for all the sessions. Really meant a lot.
Lorimer's face goes pale.
And, of course, everything stays Dr. Patient confidential. Gotta go. Big FBI things to handle. Ciao.
Speaking of unlikable characters, the phone clicks, going dark. Back to SUV, Richards watches him, half amused, half exasperated.
You really can't help yourself, can you?
Marcus's smirk widens.
Wouldn't be mean if I could. Yeah, wouldn't be mean if I could.
If that was on
Meant
purpose,
me.
that was very funny. I
Yeah.
do suspect it was a spelling mistake,
It is.
It was.
but it was very funny. That was a good joke. Where are we?
I just want to point. I just want to point out. You put intercut, and then we don't intercut. We stay here in this scene, and Marcus is just doing. Yeah, we don't actually intercut. Anyway.
Oh, I'm probably using that wrong. Okay.
And intercut means on each dialogue cue, you're actually there's an implied cut back to that person's, in a phone conversation.
Yeah, it gets used a lot in phone calls.
Yeah, I get to use a lot of phone calls.
Okay. I will stop
it,
using that. I'll let the director figure that out.
Yeah, you use intercut when you have people who are talking, like on a phone, who are not in the same location. So you're not filming two people talking. So instead, they're in different locations. So you have to intercut between one location and another location. Anyway.
Yeah. It sounds like the director and the editor's problem. I'll stop using that.
Okay.
Intercut, Warden's office. Lorimer stands silently, phone still in hand. He swallows hard as the weight of the situation sinks in.
Sir, can we talk about Tino Alvarez?
The warden glances up from his paperwork unfazed. Interior FBI, Los Angeles, filed office, day. Richards and Marcus step off the elevator into the bustling FBI field office.
Break room's over there. Go grab a coffee while I round up the team.
Marcus nods before heading toward the break room. Interior FBI LAFO, break room day. Marcus sits at the table scrolling on his phone and sipping a coffee. The door swings open. Frankie McCoy, early 20s, drop dead gorgeous in a rib fit blouse and short skirt, enters. Yes, and short skirt enters.
Where's Diane?
Be Frankie.
You must be Marcus.
Marcus glances up immediately, becoming smitten. Frankie bends over, showing a little cleavage as she holds out her hand.
Frankie McCoy, head of Cyber Task Force.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Head.
You must be Marcus.
Marcus shakes her hand, awkwardly caught off guard. Frankie smiles.
You'll be reporting directly to me on the project.
Frankie strides to the coffee bar to make herself a coffee.
So, find anything interesting?
Marcus begins speaking, distracted, barely noticing his own words as his eyes follow her perfect body from head to toe.
Not yet. I've been reviewing some dark web forums, guys' old post snippets of code, but nothing that'll...
Marcus's gaze finally lands on her ankle monitor. Color drains from his face.
I see we shop at the same jeweler.
It's actually
Frankie
nice.
turns smiling.
First day, and already sharing classified intel.
Oh, shit.
Mhm.
Just then, Richards enters, flanked by Moses Hakim, immaculately dressed in a tailored suit with a crisp FBI badge clipped to his belt. His posture is precise, almost military.
Seriously, Frankie? Rookie's only been here 20 minutes.
Frankie winks at Marcus, leaving the room gracefully.
You must be Marcus Robbins.
The one and only.
I've read your file. Brilliant, lucky, reckless. That about sum it up?
Luckily, I'd call it skill.
Skill. Is that how you ended up in prison? Kid, you're one mistake away from heading back to prison, but not in California. You'll be in the deepest, darkest, coldest prison the FBI can find.
Robin freezes, color draining slightly, realizing Hakim is deadly serious. Who's Robin?
I don't know.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Okay. Well, now that you've crystallized the fine print in Robin's contract. Okay. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Mistake. Marcus
That's
is
his
right.
last name. That's spelling.
Yeah,
Oh,
Marcus.
okay. Contract. Let's introduce him to the rest of the team.
Richards leads Hakim and Marcus out of the break room.
There we go.
Interior, FBI, LAFO, Task
LAFO.
Force War Room.
Yeah.
Day, a sleek, modern conference room. A
Man, I
large
again.
rectangular table dominates the space. 6 agents sit around it, each with a laptop, monitors, and digital displays flickering with code, threat maps, and cyber intel. Ambient hum of tech and keyboards fills the room. Richards
Does
leads
Lasso?
Moses.
Los Angeles field office.
Oh, I thought it was lay around, find out. All right, fine.
Richards leads Moses and Robin into the space. Marcus glances around. Wait, who's Marcus then?
Richards. I don't know. I don't know who this.
Richards leads
Is-
Moses
is-
and
is
Robin. So you're going back and forth between his first name and his last
Yeah, I
name,
gotta
right?
fix that. I gotta fix
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gotta fix that, dude.
Yeah.
Taking in the intensity of the environment.
Team, this is Marcus Robbins. Marcus, meet the cyber task force. I have to run. Got to get to a call on the deputy director.
Richards nods at Hakeem and exits, leaving Marcus standing slightly awkwardly as Hakeem takes command of the room.
Let's get you up to speed.
Mhm.
Hakeem gestures to the far side of the table.
Will Redford, network penetration. He's our point man for probing the Golden Arrow's entry vectors.
Will looks up, smirks, and nods.
Taylor Brooks, field operations and international monitoring. She tracks any authorized access to our containment systems.
Taylor glances up, waves lazily, mutters, "Yo."
Lena Martinez, digital forensics. Anything Golden Arrow touches leaves a trace, and she'll find it.
Lena gives a small smile, pointing to herself without breaking focus on the screen.
Chai Wen, intelligence and foreign cyber threats. Keeps eyes on external groups that might try to weaponize the program.
Chen leans back, adjusts his glasses, nods once sharply.
Arjun Mehta, operations and logistics. Oops. Moved. He ensures all access points and network privileges are properly controlled.
Arjun raises a hand with a slight grin. Why is everyone only emoting slightly?
Because they
You
don't,
need to stop letting AI help you with this stuff, dude. Hakeem steps closer to Marcus, arms folded. Are they slightly folded?
This is your team. Each of them touches Golden Arrow in some way. One slip, one missed anomaly, and it's on you.
Marcus smirks slightly, meeting each glance.
The first task, audit our firewall and intrusion detection protocols. Find anything unusual, anything.
Robin slides into a seat, fingers hovering over a laptop. The team watches him, some skeptical, some amused.
One last thing. Remember what I told you. You screw this up. Yeah, that's
Hakeem
all.
steps
Okay.
back, voice low, eyes locked on Robin.
It won't just be you who pays.
He turns sharply and exits, leaving Marcus staring at the table, the full weight of the assignment sinking in.
All right, we got stuff happening in the LA field office that involves a criminal hacker who's seeking to turn over a new leaf, hopefully earn his way out of prison and save the world from the...
And also some guy named Robin.
Yes, and also some guy named Robin. It was his alter ego. As best I can tell, together they wrote a piece of code called Golden Arrow, which is out there in the world and being used by bad people to do bad things, and he needs to stop it, or they'll be held to pay, including to him. Well, we got a conflict, we got stakes. That's what I like to see at the start of a story. Fantastic. Can't wait to see where it goes. Diane.
It's good setup. Of course, sexy lady. That's a John Lamont script.
Yes.
And so far, we have a conflict. We
Yes.
have characters. I'm coming out of prison after hacking and all that. Still has an ankle bracelet. There's conflict there. He's still trying to be on his best behavior, sort of. But you can also tell that he does not like authority figures. So there's personality within him. So so far I like it. It's good setup. So I'm going to say that. There's a projection of a plot coming in and intrigue. So
there you go. All right, Danny.
There is certainly the hint of a plot. The character is not completely unlikable, which is good because he's an asshole.
He's not supposed to be like.
He was not unlikable. So that's a win. I liked that part of it. Oh, I did also like your use of the word latterly, which is a word I don't see often now because it's terribly antiquated.
Robert.
You could have said swipe. The
well, you swipe up and down, and you swipe left.
Yeah. Got it. He I've liked this story in its several different forms. So this is kind of the meat of the setup for whatever's going to happen. You've introduced the personalities, which are now becoming much more distinct as to where they are. There's a certain coldness to the FBI people, which is appropriate. The defensiveness in his being snarky and sarcastic and rude is how he protects himself. And it's starting to show that he has vulnerabilities. Why does he need to protect himself? Because he feels vulnerable. You're developing a complex character in Marcus, and that's a chance for you to see how that evolves, and for the audience to begin to relate to him as an anti-hero, as a type of person. He does wrong. He's socially inept, and for some reason we kind of like him because somewhere in his heart he's a family guy. He wants his sister to survive, and they know it, and the FBI is exploiting it. So again, those are the stakes, as Preston mentioned, and I think that you've got enough personalities starting. Be very careful. Starting to evolve that you can then play off of later on down the line, and you've reduced the enormous number of characters that you had before, so that's a really good thing.
How could it be made better, Robert?
Well, it's still clunky in the dialogue, and it how I see it as it was being read. I'm just going to pick on one of them, the room where his team is sitting around and they do slight gestures.
Yeah, that needs work. I agree.
Well, yeah, it does. The thing that they need to do more, they need to be alive, chattering with each other, looking at stuff, and semi-distracted each time they're introduced. They're working, and they're plastic right now. So if you're going to put them in the room, they got to do something. Otherwise, get rid of them. You get one guy. I don't know.
Honestly, and you're not wrong, because in the end, only one of those characters actually matters.
Okay, well, make that the character. I don't care if it's a male or a female. Make them completely zero. You know what? It'd be interesting to mirror Marcus, so that suddenly he sees himself in this person and has faith in them, whereas these FBI guys kind of dumped him with a person they can't work with. Something along those lines. Let's get some, secondary story dynamic going, where we start to pull out some of the, good stuff or the character of Marcus. I think that could be interesting. There's too many people in that room, and how I feel about that kind of. Even though I use a lot of characters, they do something. They're there for a reason. So, Danny, he said I wasn't wrong. How about that? That's it for me.
Danny.
Okay, well, you said earlier you did a page one rewrite of that, and it seems you didn't rewrite far enough, because I didn't like any of this. The scene with what's her name,
Frankie,
doesn't work when Marcus / Robin isn't some kid stuck in the middle of all of this up over his head. Now it's just more people being assholes, and you don't need that at this point in the story. As Robert suggested, the scene where you meet the entire team looked like a 7-minute segment of the first like A-Team episode that would have been cut up for the opening credits. So you know,
a Glenn A. Larson reference.
That had some problems. And it did kill the pacing. But like our hero, who in the parts that you didn't rewrite was a huge asshole for very little reason to the psych, as far as I could tell earlier on in the story, it just doesn't seem vulnerable enough in that interrogation scene for any of that shit to land. He shows up being an asshole. He's told, oh, you shouldn't be an asshole. He's like, okay, I guess I won't be an asshole. That's not an emotional moment. That's dialogue. Get in there and get some character in there. He doesn't cry. There's no real moment of shock. There's no, like, you're going to be responsible for your sister's death. No one says that. Come on. Like, if you're going to have your apparently likable protagonist be as much of a dick as he is, then you've really got to break him down to make us care about him. And you didn't do enough in the scene where you have a great opportunity to.
Diane.
I concur.
I do concur with that. I would like to know more why he's stressed out, why he shows some vulnerability, because he's in a very precarious situation. He really doesn't have a lot going for him at this time. He should be kind of like, I just got out. I'm in shackled. I'm being watched every step I'm at. There should be paranoia. There should be nervousness. I'm vulnerable. I'm not in control of this situation.
Right.
My sister's dying.
Yeah.
You know, I should feel bad for him. But in a way, you could also feel like he's putting up a front.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that without making him an asshole, but also like, I just need to get this done so I can just live my life. And maybe he just wants to shrink away and die that way. But then again, like, no, you're going to have to do this mission.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I can give you your life back. What? How much? So you can cure my sister. You can give me money so I can have a sister's cure.
I mean, I posted, I believe, a video.
My sister. The FBI can do lots of things.
Yeah.
It's like we can actually get her into an expert hospital, and I'm like, if I do this now, will you do it now?
Yeah.
So it's like, no, not until you finish the mission.
Right.
Well, you guys are assholes. You guys are the assholes because this little kid is dying.
We don't need to like him, but we need to understand where he's coming from 100%, and that means knowing what he's afraid of. All of it. Early.
Yeah, absolutely. And if one of them just happens to be just like, my younger sister is dying, and the FBI is basically blackmailing me to do this mission, or she won't get the medical needs that she requires, that you feel for him.
There's only one. That's only one of the stakes.
That's only one of the stakes, true. But
the other is his freedom. Yeah. So
his freedom is another
never
one.
Mind his freedom. He doesn't think he's the bad guy. If he's the one who kills his sister, he's the bad guy. Lean on that. He doesn't think of himself as the bad guy. In that entire sequence you wrote with the psych, he's like, oh, I'm the good guy. Look at me. Ha, 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 ha. Kick, 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 kick. Cool. Yeah. He is the bad guy, but he doesn't realize it. Make him realize and watch us watch him realize and break the fuck down that he is the bad guy, and some guy who A, fucked him over, and B, like, who helped him like do stuff in the first place, help his sister, will ultimately, due to him, kill his sister. We need to watch him realize that he's going to be the one who gets her killed.
All right.
There's
and he doesn't take responsibility for that in that interrogation scene. Like, you've really got to lean on that when you're doing a character drama, and this actually is a character drama.
Yeah, I guess I want to concur. I don't want to. I'll just say that there are movies out there by people like Ryan Reynolds and like The Rock and so on that have kind of, but in Ryan Reynolds I want to say in particular with Deadpool, where he's playing a character who's not that concerned. He's kind of above it all. He knows he's in a story. He makes a lot of snarky commentary, but you never really believe that Deadpool is all that threatened.
No, because he's practically immortal.
Yeah.
But the thing is that what he's worried about are the people he cares for.
But I'm saying, like, right,
but you believe that he cares about those people.
Yeah,
that he cares about those people. And that's,
you 100% believe he cares about those people. They sell the emotional core,
and that's why you sell his character. He knows he's the bad guy.
Well, I've seen critiques of Ryan Reynolds, and I don't disagree that that's kind of the whole persona he brings to a role these days.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm not really in danger. I'm not really threatened. This is all a little silly.
But the thing is that what the conflict is that someone else is in danger and he can save them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not.
What was the film? He did one with Denzel Washington. That was exactly the character that he thought he was the good guy, and Denzel Washington had to tell him, no, you're the bad guy. You're
okay. I was just watching a video essay on the BBC Sherlock and how much of the garbage series it is, because it is, because I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. Now they go into particular about one of my favorite stories, which is Scandal of Bohemia, where Holmes gets basically a client that is the King of Bohemia. Hey, I'm about to be married. I had this affair with this lady. I want you to get my letters, photograph, and then I'll pay you an exorbitant amount of money for that. Holmes is working for the bad guy. He's literally going to steal something from this woman who really did nothing wrong. She just has like some letters and a photograph back when he was single and she was single. Now he's like, oh, I gotta scrub my past, and she has all this evidence, and like, I want you to steal it for me. Holmes becomes the bad guy in this situation. I feel for the fact that this character comes in, but the thing is that we always see Holmes as the good guy. At that moment, he is a bad guy. So you can do it, and it can be done. And in the end, Holmes actually loses that one, but which is good, honestly, which is good. He figures the case, but not in the way that he wanted it. But my point is that even though he is the protagonist, even though technically we generally see him as a good guy, he can do some bad things. So,
all right, and now on to Cowboys versus Zombies.
Is this John's draft?
This is John's draft.
Okay.
Then we'll get Cowboys and Zombies concept. That's one.
Now they're fighting each other.
There you go. Yeah,
they're teaming up against aliens.
Yay!
Cowboys and Zombies versus aliens.
There you go.
Ninjas versus Pirates featuring zombies was a good book.
What was it?
Ninjas versus Pirates featuring zombies. It's great.
There you go.
Oh, that sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah, who doesn't love ninjas and pirates and zombies? Right?
Well, buy the book then.
Yeah.
I'll have to buy that book now. Great.
All right. Exterior Mineral City later. As Sheriff Abrams exits the general store, he notices Milo wandering down the center of the street, fur-matted and brown.
Milo.
Abrams whistles to the dog. Milo trots up to him. Abrams kneels down to pet him.
Where's Doug, boy? Where's your master?
As he pets Milo, Abrams realizes that it's not mud on its fur, it's dried blood. Exterior Dakota Prairie day. Milo runs ahead of 3 horseback riders. He stops, looks back at the compatriots barking as if to tell them to hurry along. Sheriff Abrams rides out front, flanked by Dr. Hemsworth, 50s, and Deputy Jamie Harper, late 20s. As they approach, Milo sniffs the air.
Go on.
Milo barks, running ahead. He's trot, growling at the distance. Abrams rides to catch up, taking his binoculars out of his saddlebag. He scans the horizon ahead.
What do you see, Sheriff?
Abrams lowers his binoculars.
I don't think I'd believe if I didn't see it.
He hands binoculars to Hemsworth. Abrams whistles to Milo, and the dog charges forward. Abrams spurs his horse and follows. Hemsworth and Harper follow behind over the clearing. Milo stops, ears low. He growls forward. Abrams, Hemsworth, and Harper approach, slowly finding the mutilated corpse of a dead cow. It appears to have been severely decimated by a pack of feral animals.
What in God's name?
The three dismount to inspect the remains closer. Broken bones pierced through flesh and sucked cleans. Harper freezes.
It does say sucked cleans.
It says sucked cleans. Yeah. Freezes. Rips his stomach.
What could have done this?
Who's Abrams?
I think
Oh,
Dan
Jamie,
was
eyes on the right. It didn't say continued.
All right.
Is that
We
me?
need Harper.
Uh,
Oh, yes, sir.
Harper turns his back, catching his breath. Abrams and Hemsworth step forward to inspect the carcass.
Any ideas, Doctor?
Hemsworth dons the glasses, leaning in to the torn open cow.
It looks like whatever got our poor girl was quite hungry. About 2/3 of her flesh is gone.
Wolves? Sorry, wolves.
Wolves. Abrams scans the horizon as Hemsworth circles the cow carcass, continuing his examination.
I reckon 6 or 7 could take her down. Maybe more at this amount of flesh consumed.
Abrams kneels down, scanning the dirt. Abrams. Yeah.
Just one problem. There's no wolf prints.
Hemsworth looks up from his examination, scans the ground soaked through with blood.
If it wasn't wolves,
Abram notices large hoof prints in the mud, prints pressed over each other, sinking deep and heavy.
Look here. Large prints in the mud.
Hemsworth steps beside him.
yes, I'd say a rather large bull. Maybe it got away or fended off the wolves.
Let's keep riding. The sun is waning, and I want to get to Callahan's before dark.
Abrams heads back to the horses where Harper stands, holding the reins of the horses.
Jamie, let's ride.
The three mount their horses. Abrams whistles to Milo.
Let's go, boy.
Milo barks once again, taking the lead across the prairie exterior at Callahan Ranch Day. Milo slows as he approaches perimeter fence, posts splintered and fallen, spread out across the dirt. He sniffs the dirt as the stampeding hoof prints in the dirt. Milo slowly walks into the yard, finding the carcass of a flattened heifer, body strewn across the yard as if it was trampled to death, bones broken and flattened, internal organs picked clean hours ago. A small number of crows pick at the flesh left by larger predators. Milo barks, sending the crows flying up, perching in a nearby tree. They squawk, looking side to side, waiting. Milo turns back at Abrams, Hemsworth, and Harper's right into the yard. The sickening smell of death fills their nose. Abrams and Hemsworth eyes the heifer's corpse.
Poor thing, didn't stand a chance.
Something spooked the cattle.
Yes,
What could have done this?
likely a large pack of wolves.
Rabid?
Rabid animals tend to bite and move on. They're frenzied. They don't feed.
Abrams whistles loudly towards the house.
Doug, you inside? It's Sheriff Abrams.
There's no answer from the house. Abrams looks down at Milo. Milo whimpers in response. Abrams dismounts his horse.
Where is he, boy?
Milo turns towards the corral and across the yard, begins slowly walking over.
Sorry, what? Milo turns toward the corral.
Yeah,
I kept-
Wow.
and
I
across.
thought I fixed all of those. I guess I
and across the yard, begins slowly walking over. That's what it says. I read it. That's what it says.
No, I know. I was so confused. I'm like,
I.
Jamie, tend to the horses.
Harper dismounts, grabs the reins of Abrams' horse, leading them over to the house. Hemsworth remains mounted, trots slowly behind Abrams as he follows Milo. Milo stays a few feet ahead of Abrams, stopping every so often to make sure Abrams stays close to him.
I'm not going anywhere, boy.
Abrams' hand slides to his revolver as he gets closer, his thumb releasing the retention strap. Milo stops at the border to the corral. Once again, fence posts splintered and broken, large pieces of wood strewn across the dirt. Exterior corral continuous. Milo slowly steps into the corral. He approaches Callahan's corpse, laying down beside it and resting his head on his old master's chest, whimpering. His tail lies still. Abrams enters, seeing Milo with Callahan. He scans the empty corral before relaxing his grip from his revolver.
Doctor.
Abrams steps forward, kneeling beside Callahan's cold purple-hued corpse. Hemsworth walks in as Abrams kneels down beside Callahan. He strokes Milo's neck.
I'm sorry, boy.
Milo whimpers again. Hemsworth kneels beside, inspecting the body.
He's been gored several times,
Hemsworth presses against Callahan's body.
along with several broken ribs, but I suspect he bled to death before suffocating.
What is this? Some kind of mad cow disease? Wah wah.
Possibly, if one went mad, it could have gored Doug and fired off the stamped.
The
And fired
stamp,
off the stamp.
Oh no, the stamp.
The postal service. I knew it the whole time.
That's all right. Let's get this body wrapped.
Uh-oh.
All
I like
right,
the body because it goes down, and I like the transport.
right for transport.
Hemsworth stands, taking out a notebook and pencils.
I'd like to use what's left of the daylight to take down some notes before we wrap him for transport.
Look, you spelled it right on the same page, dude.
You did.
All right, I'll give you a few minutes.
Abraham stands, whistles to Milo.
Come on, boy.
Milo whispers again, not moving, just rolling his eyes towards Abrams.
Milo, come.
Milo gets up, nudges Callahan with his nose one last time, and then follows Abrams out of the corral. Exterior Callahan Ranch, early dusk. Abrams approaches Harbor, sitting on the front porch.
Mr. Callahan?
He didn't make it, son. Let's go fight something. Let's go fight something to wrap his body with.
Yes.
Yeah, let's.
They're itching
Harper
for a fight.
Yeah, Harper stands. He bends over, petting Milo's neck.
Sorry, Milo.
The three head over to the barn. Exterior corral night. Abrams enters the corral holding a lantern. Harper carries a canvas blanket with him. Milo trots up alongside.
Jamie, take the light.
Abrams hands Harper the lantern. He and Hemsworth drape the canvas blanket on Callahan. Milo lets out a soft whimper.
Jamie, grab some of those planks.
Harper grabs a large plank of wood, bringing it over to Abrams and Hemsworth.
We'll keep him inside to avoid any critters getting him and take the ride back to town at first light.
At first, they wrap the body. Hemsworth ties it off at Callahan's feet. They shift the body to the blank, lifting it and carrying it towards the barn. Interior barn continuous. Harper leads the way, holding the lantern. Abrams and Hemsworth carry the wrapped Callahan on the plank to a corner.
We'll set him in the corner on the hail bays.
Won't the critters get to him?
After they put Callahan down, they look to Milo, who leaps up on the hail bays, laying down beside him.
I think he'll be all right tonight.
Abrams scratches Milo's neck as he lay beside the wrapped body.
Because that was 11 pages.
We didn't start on page 1.
Yeah, we just got page one. There's more.
Okay. You give us
It's actually
a
only
yell
9. It's less than 9 pages.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anything ugly comes out.
The three head out of the barn. Enter Callahan Ranch night. Abrams stands by the hearth, stirring a pot of coffee. Hemsworth sits at the table with several scattered note pages, drawing some sketches of the scene from memory. Harper lights a fire in the fireplace. As he stands, he notices a painting over the fireplace of Callahan, 10 years younger, with a youthful wife and 2 small children.
Mr. Callahan had a family?
Hemsworth looks up from his notes, notices the painting.
Yes. Remember about 10 years ago when half the town was sick with a pox? You were laid out for a week.
I remember.
Yeah, not everyone recovered.
Abrams returns from the hearth with 3 cups of coffee, placing them on the table.
So, Doc, what are we looking at here?
Outside, a murder of crows cawing loudly radiates outside, drawing Abrams' attention to the door. Interior barn night. Milo's ears perk up as the cawing continues. Milo rises, sniffing the air. Milo jumps down to the ground, nudging against the door. He presses it open, slipping out into the night. And then we got, we have Milo sniffing and barking and running, and that's it. And that's where we're closing our pages.
Well, something bad's supposed to happen.
Yes. So it felt tense.
That was the goal.
That was the goal.
Yeah, like a disease that causes mad cows.
Yes. Well, I want you to know, a couple of days ago, I asked Grok AI how profitable zombie movies tend to be for investors, and based on its very sophisticated analysis, it said a lot of people are experiencing zombie fatigue. But if it's low enough budget, then you should do okay. Particularly if it offers them something new. So, see, we're gonna be trying to make this as cheap as possible and offering them someone new. And you're giving me the new and the fresh with
Zombie
bull animals,
zombie animals.
which we kind of know that it exists. We're seeing the aftermath. We're seeing the hooves. We can imagine this must be a big black bull that's half rotted and scary and
Awesome.
with murderous horns.
Gorging everybody
Gorging everybody and then feasting
upon their
their
flesh.
Oh, wait! I'm looking forward to Zombie Cow, the movie, and possibly musical. Diane.
I still want a zombie horse.
All right.
Well, then you should read the other script that I gave Preston, because that one had a zombie horse in it.
Yay!
Yeah. Did you like the Whiskey Paints Palace 5 cover that has a zombie horse on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look pretty good.
Which one, red or gray?
They're both zombie horses.
It's just zombie horses all the way down, Robert.
Yeah.
If you look closely, the zombie horse is actually made of smaller zombie horses.
Ah.
What do you think, Diane?
I feel okay. Good stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Good stuff first. I really love the situation where they find the corpse of the thing, because that gave tension. It was kind of icky.
Yeah.
I can imagine it in my head.
Yeah.
Icky. I love the fact that they were like wolves. Well, there are no wolves in this part.
Right.
There are no paws. There are no
Right.
footprints, and it's just big giant bulls. And I can just like imagine like a big giant bull like eating that carcass. It's like just surrounding it, just eating it. Nom. That must have been.
But wait, you know
great
what?
things.
I guess this would be constructive, but
Yeah.
I mean, like cows, they eat a lot, and they also leave a lot of poo in the cow patties, and like just how disgusting, like a zombie bull's carnivorous discharge must be. Just a big pile of think how gross that would be.
That's what they should find, and they say this is unusual.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the bones just fell there. I'm like, it's not. It's not. I like that the situation. The ravens were there, although we did have a conversation with Scott Harbron on his version of the script.
Well, we're gonna go over that,
and then we'll do that later. So I really like that. Now, I really enjoyed that. It's my favorite bit.
Danny.
I loved the grammar and the spelling.
That's how you know it's not written by AI.
Yeah.
It was definitely not written by AI, aside from all the parts that were sus. Yeah, no, it was fine. The situation was fine. You have successfully written part of a plot.
There you go. Robert.
Okay. It moves. The only thing that slows it down for me is some of the dialogue, but there's some important things that are, as exposition in the dialogue. So I would like. It sounds like a constructive. Okay, so they move along. They partner up as a team to find out what went wrong. Um, they discover this disgusting carrion and wonder what in the world could have done it. So there's a curiosity that, of course, if they don't know, the audience doesn't know. We want an answer. So there's setup there. Then they find out the person that they're looking for is also dead and killed in a mysterious way, possibly by the same force, except that I don't recall he was eaten. He was just gored. But so we're wondering, who's killing all these, the cows and the human, and how did the dog ever survive this whole thing? I mean, it raises a lot of questions, which I think help create an aura of mystery. So the structure is there, and then I've got some constructives we can get into.
Go ahead, Robert.
All right. The dialogue is again clunky. It's almost like on point, or they're not talking to each other. They're just kind of saying things, and there should be more interaction between the people. They know each other, and so they don't have to explain each thing that they say in such detail as goes on. I just didn't feel that they were really. They kind of talk at each other. They didn't really say much that indicated that they did know each other. There are descriptions in the action scenes that are just too plain. I think you said they head to the, if I recall correctly, they head to the barn, then they head back to the house. Describe what their walk is like. What they're doing. I mean, are they just comfortable walking around? With this, danger clearly around that they don't know what it is. Is there a noise that distracts them and makes them a little bit nervous? Do they nervously go back to the house? Do they, really hesitantly go to the barn? They can't just head someplace. That's it. It's a non-descriptive verb. The other thing that I would probably want to see more of is some kind of nervousness about them. I don't like that they repeat about the wolves. They dispelled that notion right away. There's no wolves prints, but the doctor brings it up, I think, 2 more times after that's been dispelled. Well, probably wolves. Or maybe the bull scared the wolves off, and so they've assumed it's a bull. And I don't know where they would get that information at any point.
They don't assume it's anything.
I thought a bull protected them and scared off the wolves. I thought that was part of it.
Oh, that, yes.
Okay,
right.
Well, they've assumed that a bull, did something, but the bull, as far as we know at this point, something with big horns, killed everything. So we've kind of, what's going on? I mean, when he's killed, when Callahan's gored, it's a bull of some sort. It's a big thing with horns. So they're probably going to imagine on a ranch with cows, it's a bull.
Yes.
So it reveals too much of what needs to be, a mystery at that point. So again, it's a lot of it's just cleanup.
I mean, should he be eaten? Like, should they find just pieces of him everywhere?
That was the last thing I was going to bring up. Is they ate. These are now carnivorous somethings. Okay, so that's scary. If they're eating humans too, that's even scarier, because that's why the wolves are scary. They'll eat anything. Okay, so if it's not a wolf, something else is eating, and now it's eating humans, they're not heading back to the house. They're fucking scared. That's it.
Okay.
Danny.
Yeah, while you've successfully written a plot, you have not successfully written any characters. Nobody talks about anything other than the important details of the mission. Nobody acts. Nobody reacts. They give their lines. Notably, there's a scene where Jamie comes into a room with Adams, and Adams just says, Jamie, do this, Jamie, do that, Jamie, do that. What thrilling dialogue. People don't talk about anything else. People don't disagree. For some reason, Adams is the one who knows about diseases and not the
Abrams.
physician. Just, like, nothing about what you wrote makes me care about any of these people.
And you spelled Jamie as Jaime. I don't know if that was intentional, because Jamie is Jamie, and you wrote Jaime.
That is a Scottish spelling.
Okay.
Diane.
I agree that I dislike the human characters because I didn't feel anything for them. I do agree that the dialogue is very. I'm saying words, not at you, just words, and I almost kind of like they're not even words that necessarily have anything to do with what's going on. It's like you can get rid of like 2/3 of it, and they say exactly what you kind of need to say. These are wolf tracks. These this that. The another thing that I also agree with, like the dead person that was gored is untouched by any flesh eating anything. The dog. I'm also wondering, like, does the dog sense anything? Because I would think the dog would sense something up, and that would at least add some tension to it. I would also wondered, like, so if the birds ate it, are they also zombies, like the ravens, or crows, or buzzards? Or
Well, they can't be because we don't have the budget for that.
Yeah, but then now we're starting to get into multiple small.
Yeah. See, here's the thing.
I wrote a whole screenplay of that because that's what you guys all
the
thought
birds
would be awesome.
with zombies. Don't write that. No one wants to see the birds with zombies.
Yeah. So my suggestion, which is very similar to what I said with Scott, so we can not deal with bird actors, so things like that. Just say, there are no. Doesn't look like there's wolf tracks. You know, the buzzards are like, I can see the buzzards over there, like maybe in the distance. And it's just like, how long has this thing been here and not a buzzard in sight?
Yeah, and that was one of Scott's.
You paid a buzzard in the sky pretty cheap.
Yeah, you could do a buzzard in the sky.
Yeah, like that there are carrion birds around, but they're not ignoring this thing.
They're ignoring that thing.
Which,
which is not like, not something that's like, God, I saw a dead rabbit like over there.
Yeah.
They're dining on there, chomping on that, but this is a feast. Why aren't they eating this?
You can do stock footage for that too.
Yeah, so. Obviously you could smell it. It's like the buzzards should be hanging around. I don't know how long this thing's been dead, but there should be buzzards hanging around this thing for like before we even got here.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. But something obviously ate it.
Yeah.
So
the sense of how unnatural
it's kind of unnatural.
The monster is.
Yeah, it's kind of unnatural. And that gives us, and also like the dog is not acting weird. Like, this is wrong. This smells funky. This doesn't feel natural. The dog's not having any reaction.
Yeah.
So, and that could be added to that. So, like and that could be also added to the dialogue of the people, saying like, well, Milo's acting like he doesn't want to be near here. He's scared of this thing. It's like, he's never been scared of cows before. He's a cattle dog. Why would he be? So
also, just sort of a note, it occurs to me, if you guys are super low budget, like, dog wrangling is sort of annoying.
It is annoying. Yeah.
Like, it's not the worst, but it is annoying. It is an expense.
Is it expensive? And also they work only a certain amount of hours.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get good dog trainers. Yeah. And you also have multiple of those dogs.
Yeah.
In order to do scenes, because you can't have one dog.
Yeah.
You have to have,
yeah, they have a
five.
shit attention span among other
Yeah,
things.
yeah. You have to have like 5. And assuming you get like a working dog,
Yeah.
like that sort of thing, you could get their attention, but if you have certain breeds, they don't work.
Yeah.
I think about that Spanish horror film where they got this particular breed of dog, and they were just like, don't get that breed of dog. They're extremely stubborn. They can't be trained. And I think it was like one of like a King Corso-ish kind of dog.
Yeah.
And those things are remarkably stubborn, very difficult to train.
And huge.
And huge.
Yeah.
And then what the scene was supposed to do is that this dog was supposed to like attack a child.
Right.
And then, and then you're having a dog that also is remarkably big compared to the child.
Yeah.
And there's safety that goes with that.
Yeah.
With a dog that isn't very trainable,
Yeah.
there's going to be a problem. But they did it, and it was terrifying. I don't know. Apparently, it took them 3 days because of that fucking dog.
They didn't
Or
even endanger a child.
that
That's
was
so awesome.
only like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's where Conan
yeah,
is
he
great.
punched the camel.
He punched the camel in Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah.
But in Conan the Barbarian, there are wolves chasing Arnold Schwarzenegger because there were wolves chasing Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Actual wolves?
Yeah.
Actual-
They were like,
I
all
mean,
right, Arnold.
Is that the movie where he punches out a donkey?
I think that was the Destroyer.
No,
He does punch out like a donkey. Yeah.
He does punch a donkey
He
in the
punches
first
out a donkey,
film.
Yeah.
And then he punches a camel
camel
in the second one.
film, yeah.
In the second film. And the commentary is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, because that's an actual feat of strength. That shit's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude punched out a donkey on camera.
As was outrunning the wolves.
Yeah.
To make the scene work.
We make the scene work.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Because
donkey.
those wolves weren't acting.
Yeah. So.
Filmmaking in the
and
80s
also-
was such a different thing.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
was.
know. That was back before you worried too much about whether the actor was going to make it.
Well, it's also like I can't help but have a great love for Beastmaster,
Mhm.
as horrible as that film is. And I'm just looking at it going like, you have a tiger dyed black.
Yeah.
And then the tiger died later
Uh-huh.
because they didn't realize that the dye was toxic.
Oh.
And the tiger died
Wow.
later on. I was just like,
Harsh.
that's harsh. And then by the sequel, it's not dyed anymore.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
they forget that tigers lick themselves like cats.
There you go.
So
All right. Well, John, yeah, I think they gave you some good notes. Yeah, I could definitely see we need some more personality in the characters. A growing sense of dread
mhm.
and the unnaturalness
of
of
what
what is going
what's
on.
going on here, yeah.
Yeah.
And no animal actors.
That's not
I
necessarily
mean, I
true.
just flagged it. Like, it's no big deal.
Yeah. I mean, look, Milo, you don't really have Milo doing too much in the scene. Milo's just following along
Yeah,
with
he's
the
just
actors,
fine.
and that shouldn't be that hard.
That's fine. What
Yeah.
you want to not do is have like 4 crows. So
Right.
and a couple of buzzards.
Yeah.
So a couple buzzards. You don't want that. So but my solution to it is basically like, hey, those
Hey, look, if it helps any, I'm working on a short film that we're shooting in a couple of weeks, where the script has like, the story is like a woman is sacrificing Tinder dates to try and resurrect her like dead husband or something.
Love it.
So
I like that.
she's like setting this like fancy dinner table for her wedding anniversary or whatever with the mummified corpse of her husband. And so many directions have flies doing things. And I was like, are you hiring a fly wrangler? How are you doing this? Because like, it sounds great on the script, but actually, how are we going to shoot that is a real problem.
I
it turns
just had
out there was
crows
adding
doing
some sound
crow
in post and
things.
Maybe doing VFX because
Hey,
that
crow?
flies is not
No.
trouble. But someone has to actually think about that at some point.
Yeah, well,
Now the
stock
thing is
footage
that
can
one of
give
the
you-
better actors in The Crow was actually the crow itself, which was a raven,
Yeah.
and that thing was smart as hell.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, so because once you bring ravens in, I'm like, they're
I
actually
mean, like birds
fantastic.
are like pretty wrangleable, especially if you want them to like hunt for things they already like.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
basically just
Falconry is
kind
a
of like
real sport.
you basically point to a place where they're going to be, where they're going to fly to, and then basically tell them what they want. Problem is if they will listen to them. So
Well, they do tend to fly for food and shiny things.
yeah, and if they, they can do it, and they're relatively easy to train. The problem is that they're also very stubborn, and they're also easily distracted, highly reactive, and they also don't give a fuck. So,
Yeah. But
Yeah,
there's that old saying from W.C. Fields: "Never work with children or animals."
yeah.
And so,
I
caution
mean,
due.
every time I've had to work with animals, it's been weird.
Well, it's first of all, for the references are pretty light because most of the animals are dead already
Yeah,
in the
it's
story.
fine.
And so if you've got stock footage of buzzards flying overhead, I'm sure it's available,
Mhm.
and a stock image of crows interacting with each other. I'm sure that a little bit of research could dig that up, and that's a relatively inexpensive way to get a shot. I think those are solutions to add to the mystery and the world building of what's going on.
You can buy 3D models that are really good as well. Like there's lots of solutions. It's not like a huge deal breaker. It's just that was a flag since Preston's producing it.
Yeah. Anyway,
right?
Yeah, we
Because
had
like
a
this,
good
there's a
animal.
lot of
yeah.
animal handling in this film in general.
Yeah.
And the lady who brought in the snake and the spider,
Yeah.
she apparently has crows and ravens too.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Honestly, like I'm sure that'll be fine. Like it'll be a lot better than like the horses that we had the Apaches ride. The horses did not like that very much, and neither did the Apaches who fell off them.
Yeah, those poor guys, man.
Those poor guys.
Yeah.
They were just, and even they said, it's like, he looked at that horse and goes, that horse is going to buck me off.
Yeah.
And guess what? He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Like
He
so many of my notes were
right
like,
on his
dude fell off a
shoulder,
horse.
yeah.
Dude fell off a horse. Dude fell off a horse.
Yeah. Oh.
Were the cameras rolling?
Those
yeah.
horses were
Yes.
those
Yeah.
horses were not used to being ridden bareback.
They were not. Yeah. Like
Well, and none of the riders had done that before either. It was terribly unsafe.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone said yes to that, honestly.
It was one of those great Roger Corman moments.
I mean, one of those horses just
Like,
wouldn't
okay,
shut
well, we're
up.
just gonna put you in this field. You're gonna ride these horses bareback. It'll be fine. It wasn't fine.
Don't worry about it. Just go.
Just go. And they just looked at each other like, we've never ridden bareback before. And then one of those horses was like, wouldn't shut up backstage.
Yeah.
Like, and because they kept on whining and whining and whining, it did not want to be there. So
Maybe that horse did know it was on the movie. It was like, I'm not being paid enough for this. I wasn't
yeah, he didn't.
Oh, he wanted the
But
speaking
luckily,
part,
that,
man.
That particular horse that wouldn't shut up.
Oh, that's
he was one of
true.
the-
Yeah, of course he wanted to speak.
He was one of the army horses, so whatever.
Yeah. And like the way Frontier Crucible was done, was a bit like, I don't know. I got a little tweaked on it. Like there would be days when the horses would show up, and I was particularly aware because I was responsible for how much water the camp would have.
Yeah.
And and like whenever there were horses, I had to make sure we had plenty of water for them to drink.
And the horses wouldn't drink it.
I mean,
no, they didn't.
Okay.
No, the horses wouldn't drink the water because it's not the water they're used to. That's literally the reason why.
Prima donna horses.
Yeah.
They're used
Honestly,
to their
that
own
sounds like
water.
their
The water
problem.
smells weird. We want our
Yeah.
filtered water from our own farm,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So
Yeah.
they were all very entitled. So,
But
so
but there were days where like I want to say there was like 2 days where we had like a couple of horses there,
and they didn't do anything.
and they didn't do anything.
Like we never got to that scene.
Yeah. The handlers brought the horses in. They hung out with the water and ate some hay for like 6 hours.
And then they
took
got
a
home.
dump and left. And I was like,
Yeah, dude, that's the life of an extra.
That is true. That is true. And you're just like, but they got paid for all that.
I know, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
That's the life of an extra.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but the thing is that, like, but you know who doesn't complain? The fucking mules. The
Yeah.
mules were awesome.
Yeah.
So mules were, they were just here. Nothing phased them. They heard all those
Yeah.
shots. They didn't care. It's like, they heard those shots. And it's like, oh, the horses are like, wah, wah.
Yeah.
So, all the
Hey,
horses.
how much does an armor cost?
It depends on the armor, but
It also depends on the material it's made on.
No, he's talking about John Mars. Right? You're talking about John Mars.
Yeah, I'm talking about somebody who manages the guns.
So some guy who's got firearms and and is responsible for them and all that. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how much he makes.
I don't need, but like what? Yeah, that's why I said it depends on the armor.
And he came with the set designer.
Make sure they have actual certs.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and in part,
and he came with the set designer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and
like they were a couple.
like John likes westerns. John got to be in costume on camera, and
he had a line. He had a line. He was very funny.
And he really liked that.
Yeah, 12 years in films, and he's like, I finally got a line.
Yeah, finally have to say something.
Is that seriously his first line?
He had one line. He's like, "Out, move out."
Yeah,
yeah. Like when that was when we were shooting Monument Valley.
Yeah, Monument Valley.
Yeah. That was his one line.
Yeah.
He was very happy with it.
To the left march, I think.
To the left march, yeah, something like that.
But it depends. But I mean, they are specialized labor.
John was very
films
good.
that like everyone's specialized labor.
Yeah. There are you can ask for AI to give you some basic budget breakdowns. I guess. But
yeah, I did, and I got anywhere from $350. No thanks, I don't want to be the next Alec Baldwin.
Right.
And
I don't think Alec Baldwin had any armor.
No, he did not.
Yeah. I mean,
he had that woman that was a loser.
What's funny is everyone we worked with on Frontier Crucible knew that crew and knew they were terribly unsafe. It was like no one local works with these fuckers.
Yeah.
They were going on about it. It was really funny.
Yeah.
They were just like, that was such a situation that never should have happened. But
it just seems
like, that was just dumb.
Yeah, they try to put I know that the economy of it is you try to concentrate it like in a 1 or 2 day thing, or do all the scenes, so that they're not on the set forever because they're expensive. But the cheapest I saw of somebody that was recommended, I asked somebody who they worked with, and it was $750 a day, plus whatever the weaponry.
That's actually pretty reasonable.
That's not bad.
Like industry standard, like basic bitch labor for a film set is $300 a day plus kit.
Yeah.
Like for pretty much anyone who's not like a really low end grip or something. So considering all the overtime there is, like, it's
all that.
That's only twice a normal person for a couple.
Yeah, all my contacts are already union, so it's like, I don't get a straight answer other than, what the union minimum is, and none of them work for that. They all work for significantly more. So it's trying to do a budget for Cadillac Jack has been a real challenge.
Well, you need to find non-union people because this is going to be a non-union shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't afford to make a union picture.
It is ridiculously complicated to do it.
Well, hey, I'm a script supervisor. I like traveling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I've already at $30,000, and that's
Well, in that case, you definitely want a script supervisor to make sure all your work gets done on the day and nothing gets left for reshoots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'm really good at that job.
Yeah,
you're selling yourself there, Danny.
Well, I've got a union permit and everything. Come on.
No, there you go. Excellent.
But like honestly, it helps to get involved in some film projects because you
can get discounts if people are actually friends with you.
Yeah,
it's been so long since I've been on a set. I mean, decades since I've actually been on a set active with that stuff. And so most of the people I know have retired at this point.
Yeah.
Now they have people that they know and the contacts, but it's my base in the US is basically, Burbank, Hollywood. And so it's like you trip over union people is the problem. And so I'll have to find either a student crew that I could use
Wait,
for
isn't California like right to work? Like people can work
Not-
non-union if they want to. Like,
Yeah,
there's
of course they
yeah,
can.
and I mean,
well,
there
okay,
is-
no, look, in my province, like
Yeah.
we don't have that, and actually, IATSE, the contract is if you're doing film work in that department, you have to work union when you're a full member.
Yeah.
But that's not the case in California.
It is
So
not. There is-
actually,
but
your friends might have friends and juniors. Who
That's
are
exactly that's where I'm going with it. Somebody who's either interning or whatever, that they'll know people to do it, but it's
Or one of the
going to be
other
a lot
things-
more work than I expected.
Well, one of the other things,
what making a film is more work than people think. I'm shocked.
yeah,
no,
one of the-
more more work than I was. I'm trying to get somebody to produce it is what I'm trying to do, because I really don't want to do the line producing. I really don't.
yeah.
But that's expensive. So
Yeah, but if there's for non-union pictures, one, if you make there's a line in the sand, and I was told it was $5 million, but that was like 20 years ago. But essentially, if you seek to make a very large budget non-union picture, the unions will come and mess with your stuff. But if you're making an inexpensive non-union picture, well, that's cool, because everybody needs to learn, and it's a chance for people who are in unions, maybe like one kind of union, and now
cross over.
Yeah, they can do different.
Yeah, it's a way to like try doing a different job that's like a higher level and get some credit for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Lots of like people want to work non-union for lots of reasons.
Right. So yeah.
It occurs to me, are you doing Cadillac Jack as a full feature, or are you like?
No, it's going to be a proof of concept. Is what
Okay,
I want to do.
30
And I
is
have
a
a
lot
location.
for a proof of concept.
Mhm.
What's that? 30?
30 is a lot for a proof of concept.
Jesus.
Like, I mean, how many pages do you want to shoot?
It's going to be a 15-minute proof of concept.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like maximum 4 days.
Yeah, probably. I would guess. And there's really only 2 locations, strong locations. So
we have a proof of concept.
Oh,
oh God, there's more today. Okay.
With Robert notes.
Oh God, yeah, I put notes all over this thing.
Put notes on it. So this is done by Scott Harbin, and I was really grateful for him providing it, because he's got more movie experience than I do. I want to say, particularly for like, special effects and monsters and looks and all that shit. And as a cinematographer, like he's good at choosing the shots that will play to the technology we have at hand, and what we're trying to do. So here's what he wrote up. And this could be like a cold open, like Jaws, like we open on this woman who goes swimming, and then the shark.
Yay!
Yay!
Which I recently got to see on the big screen. Yay!
Right.
Yay!
Victory.
Yeah. So here's what he wrote. And Robert found it a bit confusing. And
what did
I know that's what did he find out? So he put these notes on for me. So the first one, we have fading in, exterior forest night, the moon hangs heavy, which Robert did not like. How if the image is direct, then how does the moon hang heavy? I mean, I preferred the moon hangs heavy to the moon is in the sky.
It's just,
or the moon is showing down.
Showing atmosphere.
Yeah. It felt a bit atmospheric. But at the same time, during our discussion, he was talking about some Japanese director.
Kurosawa.
Yeah.
There was the scene in Ran where you have the moon at a certain position. People always ask, like, how'd you do that? What did you get to do that? It goes, I hung it there.
Yeah.
So he hung a moon there, and people apparently thought it was real. He goes, no. I had to do that.
Cinema.
Yeah, welcome to cinema.
Yeah.
As I also put a fog machine here too. So, but he did it like he did it in a real. It was not a set; it was outside, but he hung a moon.
Mm-hmm.
So he hung a moon out. So that's how he did it. So because he wanted this moon to be in a very certain position, and that's how he did it. So he had wonderful matte painter
Yeah.
do it, and then added it to the scene.
Yeah.
And it does look very real, actually.
Yeah. All right. So the trees creak in the wind like gallows ropes. Somewhere, a man is running full tilt, desperate. This is Jacob, 30s, rail thin, dressed in frontier garb, soaked with sweat. He clutches a Winchester rifle in one hand. His boots pound the dirt, kicking up leaves. His chest heaving like it might burst. His eyes are wide with fear, animal fear. Then we got camera profile, Jacob squinting, face grimacing, and director and cameraman decide these. Well, yes, that is true. But
Well, when this is written by a cameraman,
it is written by a camera guy.
Yeah.
I would forgive this if it's written by the camera guy.
Right. So then we got camera close up, his mouth open, breath ragged, muttering. Jacob, and you're correct. This is not correctly centered, but we got
But
a Jacob.
he's a camera guy, not a screenwriter.
Exactly. Yeah.
He is.
Who wants to be our Jacob?
Jesus.
I'm writing
Jesus,
a thing, so I
save
didn't
me.
expect to go this long, so I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
All right, I'll do it.
It's
Jacob.
only 2 pages. All right.
Jesus, save me.
Behind him, a thunderclap of trees splintering like a freight train cutting through the woods. Something big, something furious, something alive, but not. Jacob risks a look behind him, whimpers, the stumble costs him. He trips, crashes into the dirt. The rifle snaps up, a shaky blast tears through the dark. The muzzle flashlight hits his terrified face. Silence. For a moment, he believes maybe. Then the forest erupts again with the sound of destruction. The chase is on. Jacob scrambles, tosses the rifle aside in a blind panic, and runs again, harder than before, like his soul's being reeled out of his chest. Exterior clearing night. Through the trees, a cabin old, leaning but warm, a faint orange glow in the window, smoke curls lazy from the chimney. Jacob gasps hope. He barrels towards it like a drowning man lunging for air. Interior cabin night. The door bursts open. Jacob slams inside, trips to the floor. He throws his weight against the door, hands scrambling for the latch. He locks it and then starts showing whatever he can grab. Stools, shelves, a barrel against it. The voice from the corner, raspy and irritated.
What in God's unholy name?
Lloyd, 40s, wiry, eyes like knives, shirt half button, steps into the lamplight holding a whiskey bottle. He looks like a man permanently annoyed at being alive.
Jacob, Jesus Christ. You look like you got chewed up and spit out by a mule.
Jacob doesn't even look at him, still stacking furniture in the front of the door. His breathing is wet, ragged. He's crying without realizing it. We need a Jacob.
It's after me. It's after me.
What's after you?
The devil.
That word hangs in the air. Lloyd studies him, suspicious. He takes a swig from the bottle, smirks.
You've been drinking Morgan's moonshine again, huh? Only man I know dumb enough to drink kerosene and call it liquor.
Jacob turns to him, face pale, soaked in sweat, his eyes wide, terrified, pleading.
No drinking, nothing. It's coming, Lloyd.
Lloyd squints at him. He sees Jacob spooked before. Drunk, high, superstitious nonsense. Wait. Action needs to be in the present. I mean... All right, Lloyd squints at him. He's seen Jacob drunk before. But this is... I think this is okay. He's seen...
All right.
Lloyd
It's a little
squints at him.
directorial, but
He
that's fine.
recognizes
Yeah.
Jacob's
It's
inebriation.
novelistic. It's
Right.
like what you do writing a novel.
A little, yes, a bit.
So it's doable.
Yeah, I don't think it's entirely unfilmable.
It's not unfilmable because that's a reaction, or
Right.
it's a big beat.
He steps closer.
Jacob, ain't nothing out there but coyotes and shadows.
Lloyd grabs Jacob's collar, ready to shake sense into him. Boom. The camera shudders like it got punched by God. Jacob shrieks. Lloyd freezes,
Yee!
eyes darting to the door. The furniture trembles from the impact.
It's here.
Another crash. That sound, low, guttural, inhuman, a cross between a growl and a snort echoing through the wood. The cabin breathes with it. I mean, all right, so this is all right, Diane.
It's atmosphere. I understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
What?
Well, okay, so the question to you, our storyboard artist, how would you show the cabin breathing?
So
Breathes
this is
with it, yeah.
breathes with it.
Yeah, cross between a growl echoing through the woods, the cabin breathes with it.
That is kind of unfilmable.
Okay, all right.
But I will say this. I can
Not if the cabin has lungs.
and it
It's got a
doesn't-
giant pair of
but I can
lungs that
see
can
the
breathe.
cabin shiver and
Yeah.
shake
Yeah.
while the sound of the growling and the snorting echoes
Like a
around.
vibration, you mean?
Yeah, like by the vibration. I can see it do that. Now, to say that it breathes is kind of like very purple.
Sure.
It's
Very
not
purple.
purple, but it's terribly metaphorical and hard.
It's
to
very
Yeah.
metaphorical, yeah. But it, well, I mean,
But you
like,
want to
it's
see
very
purple? Didn't we
poetic.
read a purple script like 2 scripts ago? I was there for that.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
One of the ones that wasn't by John Lamont.
Yeah. The one by the La Vigilante guy.
Yeah.
Both men throw the
But I
weight.
think
yeah.
purple, I think like Oscar Wilde.
There we go.
No, you're wrong. Oscar Wilde is not purple. He's terribly efficient.
Both men throw their weight
Yes, but he is also purple.
No, he's not.
against the barricade,
You're just wrong.
I disagree.
shoving more furniture, panic, climbing walls. The porch creaks heavy, hooves on wood. The windows shake. Then, krish, a side window explodes inward. Shards scattering. A massive shadow moves past the hole.
Holy fuck, Jacob! What the hell is that?
I don't can.
I don't can. Before he can finish, a horn explodes through the front door, through Jacob's back. The tip bursts out his chest in a spray of blood. Jacob gasps, frozen, staring at Lloyd with wide, dying eyes. His mouth gurgles red.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
The horn yanks back, dragging Jacob's limp body with it. The barricade tears away. The door is ripped clean off and flung into the night like a child's toy. Jacob's body crumples to the dirt outside, lifeless. Oh, all right. And Robert
And what did I say? And what did I say?
said, excellent action description. In the doorway, the beast, a bull. Let's see. Oh, he likes this. A bull, enormous, rotting, gray-green flesh peeling, one eye gone, the other glazed and milky, its jawbone exposed like a rictus grin, a rictus grin, where flesh has rotted away. Its horns gleam wet in the lamplight. It snorts, spraying a fine mist of blood and rot.
Excuse me.
Lloyd stumbles backward, bottle falling, shattering. His knees almost give. His body comes in short, sharp bursts, like he's forgetting how to breathe.
This ain't real. This ain't real.
The bull steps inside. Each hoof cracks the floorboards. Its horns slash the walls, tearing chunks of timber, knocking furniture aside like toothpicks. It is inevitability made flesh. What is the bull is inevitability made flesh, Mr.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yeah.
That's the sound
Center of inevitability.
Anyway, Lloyd,
How do you film inevitability?
It's death.
You get Hugo Weaving, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's death.
it's just a
It's death incarnate.
it's an artistic description, which I don't mind, but you know,
It's
some
death
people very picky.
Okay, it's
anyway.
death incarnate.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's fine with it. But, Lloyd screams a scream that starts deep in his guts and claws its way out, echoing through the night. He grabs the poker from the fire, brandishing it with shaking hands.
Come on, then. Come on, you son of a bitch.
The beast lunges, the horns sweep, wood splinters, flames from the lamp topples. The whole cabin shudders like a coffin being nailed shut. Exterior cabin night, wide shot. The cabin glows in the moonlight, flickers of orange from within. Shadows of destruction dance against the walls, then silence. The glows snap out, black. A final scream, cut short, fade to black. All right. there you go. What do we think?
I mean,
Diane?
it's a fine beginning to any TV show.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's
I think it's a very good cold opening.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
very
cold
good.
opening.
Is this modern?
I mean, we were
The
thinking
language is
we're-
modern. The high mention is modern. It's super hard to tell.
I mean, it doesn't use any modern technology. That's not to say it couldn't be modern, but like I don't see any cell phones or flashlights or anything like that. I see,
It's a lantern.
Everything
The dialogue, like the what the fuck, was just like
Oh, people
anachronistic.
said what the fuck all the time back then.
Well, no, not so much. We think they say that now because actually, if you use period slang, they sound like Elmer Fudd.
True.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
One
Yeah.
incarnation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like remember the whole scene that I wrote about the when the first draft where they
Yeah.
were basically calling the one soldier a petticoat
Yes.
because pussy wasn't a word back then. So
Yeah.
that's how 200 years ago you called someone a pussy, is you called them the name of a woman's garment.
Underwear. No
Yeah.
less.
Basically,
Underwear.
Yeah.
yes. You basically called
You
the
high heel.
you called a dude an article of woman's clothing because they didn't
You
call them
garter
pussies
belt.
back then.
And look, I gotta say, I really like that in
You do have to.
in Tombstone,
Yeah.
and with all Doc Holliday's lines and stuff that are very out of place in modern society, where you just
Fuck you, Wyatt.
yeah.
So,
Where you just you're Daisy if you do, yeah. I'll be your Huckleberry, but these were like things that Doc Holliday actually said, and it just it's interesting.
it's very. It's like it's really interesting because
Language has
Tombstone-
changed a lot in the last
Yeah,
150, 200 years.
Tombstone is interesting because it mixes both the obsolete lingo as well as like some modern in there. Just because it's like, well, piss on you, Wyatt.
Yeah.
So, and things like
This
that.
is a
So you
very
can
old
do
one.
either way. You can do a more modern context with the dialogue, so therefore you don't get that, or you could do something like Tombstone, where you get that too. So up to you. And he does say, is it Jesus, Mary, Joseph? So
Yeah.
I honestly don't hear people say that very often now.
I mean, it's not like I'm expecting anyone to say swoons or anything like that. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But like, it was just a couple of references that were a bit sus. Luckily, one of them was in an action line,
Yeah.
and it was in an action line that Scott didn't like.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, it was fine. Like, it doesn't like the characters interact. They tell you something about the world.
Yeah.
John, take notes. They're not just, oh, I'm being chased by a large creature. Oh, what kind of large creature? Is it a wolf?
it's the devil.
There's like, oh, are you be drinking like old Aunt Fanny's moonshine again, or like whatever? So it tells you something about the world. Oh, is it the devil? Are these people superstitious? All of that stuff. That's all building a world, which is a thing that John doesn't do enough of. But aside from that, like, it's a cold open. It looks like a cold open. It acts. It's hard to fuck up a cold open.
Yes.
I do have one small criticism is that the character of Jacob is like throwing stuff against the door, and then he later gets gored. And I'm like, what's the distance between the furniture that's blocking
the barricade
the barricade and the door,
and getting gorged
and
through
it
the
being
door?
gorged through the door?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to handle that. I mean, the director's going to have to do some blocking to figure out where everybody is.
It's a little. Plus, he did say that the door will be crashed through.
Yeah.
And like,
and of course, it's written in that regard of, well, we're going to be renting a cabin. You take the door off the cabin, then you put a different door on, and you blow the shit out of that door, and then you put the old door back and go, "There's your cabin, sir. Thank you."
That is indeed how that works.
Yeah.
That is how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, There you go. And then you blow out.
Yeah,
this
because especially
window
because a
and
regular
you
door, you're
blow
not going to be able to do that to anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
then what you do is you take that door, take it to a different cabin, film the exterior,
Yeah.
and then
How
cut
many
them
doors
together.
did they?
That's
The
the magic
Shining?
of cinema.
Yeah, there's a story somewhere how many doors they used in The Shining. I can't remember. It was a lot.
Oh, it
It's
would
a
be like
lot.
probably at least 100,
Yeah.
especially with Kubrick being the
Oh,
way
wait,
he
no,
is.
it's
Oh, that
Kubrick.
would be slapping away.
Kubrick is probably like
Yeah.
70 plus.
Another take to get it right. 157 times.
That poor woman.
Plus ultraviolet.
That poor woman.
Well, I will say that smash door looks really damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of worth it. And seriously, it's an iconic piece of the film.
Yeah.
What?
Plus, he was ad-libbing on almost every take. So you know,
It's an iconic part of the film.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Like that image of that door is on like all the t-shirts. Like, come on. It was
Yeah.
worth it.
No, it's great, you know.
And that image of the door has been memed to death for the last 50 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was worth it.
Yes. You know, I'm standing by my man Stanley Kubrick.
It only costs like what, 100, 200 doors and 4 days of filming or something like that. Let's
There
go.
you go. He got the take he wanted.
Yeah, and honestly, you could have done a lot of that with second unit, so it's fine.
But yeah, John. I mean, this is mostly for you, I guess, because you're gonna be writing this. See, all right. So I need like, okay, here's our proof of concept, and if you like it, here's the script. Where that's this little excerpt here. So we've already filmed a couple of pages of the script for you. Now we just need to film the other 88, and let's get this done, kind of stuff.
Right.
So what do you think of what do you think of the idea of incorporating this or something along the lines of this into the story you're putting together, or do you not like that idea? Your feedback here is most important.
Well, the problem is that this reads like a cold open,
Yes.
and you don't want to film the cold open because you don't want to show the bull in the cold open.
Well, the thing is that this can be hidden in shadows. You don't have to see the bill.
But John,
I mean, because I wrote you guys, I wrote a cold open. We read it last week.
We have 2 cold opens that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much right now for the same story, one of which takes place exterior, one of which takes place in a cabin.
Yeah.
Ooh. So just pick one and get on with it. But like, yeah.
All right. So I guess So let's.
I mean, okay. What I will say about Scott's is it does introduce. Oh, there's 3 or 4 other people that get mentioned by Lloyd that we can then go to right after the title card.
Yes.
That's the major difference. And John, to his credit, does a damn good job of solving that with the dog.
Yeah. So I mean, now
like
we
the
could.
Dog. No, the dog is an interesting way to do it, and I like that you use the dog to do it.
Now this could be a cold open. It could also be a kill scene once Act 2 starts. This could be the start of Act 2.
Okay, so I will tell you one of my concepts for this story is that the zombie bull is not going to look like a zombie bull until toward the end of Act 2.
Okay.
It's going to start out looking like a normal bull, and people are going to shoot at it, and they're going to blast it, and they're going to shove dynamite down its throat. And over the course of the story, it's going to grow more grotesque. That is one of my concepts. So the first
end of
time
Act
you
2? Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So the first time that you see the bull, it's going to look like just a regular bull, just a little bit bigger than what they normally would be.
Yeah.
And then, but over time, as they're trying to stop this, they're going to, that was my concept.
It devolves into its final form.
Right. And then by Act 3, then we've got this grotesque flesh hanging thing off of it where it's got in a churning infernal engine inside of its chest or something, powered by some, indigenous magic or something that, needs a chant and a drum circle in order to put to rest.
Well, they got to think if you're going to do it so late in the second act, you need to have everybody think we killed it. It's done. I'm sure
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
destroyed. And then in the third act, oh, that son of a bitch comes back ragged, torn to pieces.
Yeah.
And
Whole
piss
Terminator
off.
thing.
Yeah.
I would not recommend making it go into its final form so late.
Yeah.
Maybe if you like shove dynamite down, sure.
Yeah. Right.
And then
that depends on your budget,
you know?
because again, you don't want me to show this thing because we're trying to limit
I would say you
how
would
many
show it
times
by
you
act
see it.
2. I would say that. But that's more.
That's going to be a big reveal.
I think it should be a reveal at the end of Act 1 or the beginning of Act 2. So the reason why I kind of say this is that it's really hard because as someone who's a big Godzilla fan, I look forward to seeing Godzilla in the film, and if you make me wait until the end of the second act, I am not happy. So I'm not happy with his final form, because I'm going to give you an example of Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla, you actually see multiple forms of Godzilla, and he doesn't get into his mostly finished form until like the end of Act 1, the beginning of Act 2. So, because he'll go through 4 different evolutions before you get to a semi-final phase to him, which is like Act 2. So you got part of him in the end of the second act, and then almost a fully formed version of it by Act 2, and then you get the super crazy one in Act 3. So and then he dies, and then there's apparently going to be another version. We don't know that because it ended on a cliffhanger. Anyway, so I was very
yes, but that Shin Godzilla also had a bigger budget than what your boyfriend had.
I understand that, but the thing is that what I'm saying is that if you're going to reveal your monster at a certain point, I highly recommend it to be around the end of Act 1 or the beginning of Act 2. So, and then you can stuff dynamite down its throat, and then we get a super final phase. So yeah, and that would be awesome, seeing this half-opened carcass running around. I have no idea how it's going to eat me. Its stomach might come out and just inhale me, but I don't know how you're gonna do that. But I can see it just like the Thing,
Right.
Just this big body that has a opening torso that will gobble me up.
Yeah.
And it has no head. That's kind of awesome, actually.
No, I like it, yeah.
That's kind of awesome, actually.
And for that matter,
I hadn't planned on going headless with it because I kind of felt like the head is kind of like the scary thing with eyes.
And if you want to go more demonic spiritual, what if it sprouts teeth or something, or another mouth?
Like the Thing. Because see, here's the thing. This is magic.
Yeah.
So the thing is this. There are zombie movies where you shoot them in the head and they're dead.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Mini zombies.
Many zombies of that. There are also zombie movies where you chop them up and still the body parts still move.
Yeah.
So therefore, what is this?
Yeah.
What type of zombie is this? So are you going to make it the head blow up and it's still alive, or the head blows up and it's dead?
Yeah.
It's my goal, my idea was that it's not zombie per se. It's
magic.
Animated by magic. So therefore, killing it doesn't actually kill it.
See, and therefore I can see something like you blowing off its head. You think it's dead, and all of a sudden it gets back up, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh shit!" So,
but if it doesn't have a head, how can it eat you?
Well, the thing is that if I see it as if the torso is partially open.
Yeah.
And that thing is what's kind of swallowing you into its stomach, like that.
Yeah.
And maybe it grows teeth. Maybe it grows something like that.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do that. I just see this big
And
like
and now
the
this
rib
is something
cage.
people have
Like,
never seen before.
Yeah, it's like the rib
It's
cage
crazy
opens.
body horror shit.
Yeah, it's like the rib cage opens, and now those are jaws.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
trying to swallow
what if the head, the body gets blown up by the dynamite, and then the head, after they walk away and think it's dead, moves and then jumps on the one last guy who's there to clean up all the mess from the dynamite, and now he's got the killer head on it, and it just changes onto different animals or something. The traveling head of death.
Traveling head of death.
I don't want it to be like Bela Lugosi, where there's an octopus. You have to jump in the octopus and make it seem like it's eating.
God damn, it's cold. I love that scene. I love that scene so much.
And when it's just a head, I feel like the actor has to be like, okay, hold on.
No, I actually kind of think you should go almost the thing on it.
Yeah.
Where you basically like the head blows up and like the rib cage or the opening of the body becomes now the mouth.
Yeah.
And now it's going to devour you. That's wonderful body horror.
There,
actually.
Danny, this question's for you. What was the name of the dog in the maze that had 3 heads?
Cerberus.
Yeah, Cerberus.
Yeah, Spot.
Go with that. Sprouts another head
Spot?
every time you try to
Spot.
kill it.
Yeah.
His name is
His
Spot.
name was Spot.
His name is Spot.
Snoopy.
Cerberus
Snoopy.
Spot.
Snoopy the killer.
Well, there we go. I look forward. While we were talking, I got Miles sent me a text saying somebody really loved the outline we went over last week and like wants to make the film. Let's get this done. And I'm like, okay, but we still need a script. Like, it's hard to shoot a movie without one. Why don't we wait for a script?
It's really easy to shoot a movie without a script.
Yeah,
It's
just
Yeah.
turn on the
Come on,
camera
Miles.
and stop.
Yeah.
Ask Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
We'll just have John asleep and we'll shoot him for 8 hours.
Yeah.
If you want to live life, you gotta fuck it in the gallbladder.
What's that from?
That's from Flesh of Frankenstein, Andy Warhol's.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
To know life, gotta fuck it in the gallbladder.
Well, a lot of people are contributing to my Cowboys versus Zombies idea, and people such as Miles, such as Scott, such as like they're like, oh, cool, this is a great idea. Hey, I know that I talked to this guy. There's like, when is this happening? Let's like there's certain pressure from other people who want to get in and get it done, but. I Ernest and Julio Gallo. I will make them film before it's time. Yeah.
I wrote you a 75-page first draft. You're welcome to shoot that if you like. I mean, I spend weeks writing this thing. I give you a 75-page first draft. You're like, I want you to throw this whole thing out, and I want you to give me Zombie Bull. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, I don't necessarily.
You sound
got to start
like
all
a
over
writer,
again,
John. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
right.
This is your life.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, it's like all of these people want a script, and I'm like, I'm trying.
I understand, but like, look, there's a learning curve associated with becoming a professional writer with a screen credit, and and
you're on the cusp, dude.
Yeah, but actually, what you should do is blow everything up if you don't get paid as much as you'd like, and then act like you're a horrible failure. That's the lesson that we learned from the script we read today.
Yeah, really. You could write that now.
So, John, you're doing it wrong. You're not on the path to success.
Yeah.
Who's your second grade teacher? Let's start there.
You should 100% blame your second grade teacher. Yeah, she was a bitch.
I liked my second grade teacher.
But
I'm not talking about you, Robert. I'm talking about John. Non-second grade teacher was a bitch.
Yeah, going back to the rough draft. I mean, it's just looking at it just purely from a writer producer point of view. I'm like, all right, we have scenes that have like these monsters, and then we have scenes that have these monsters, and then we have scenes that have these monsters. One, as a producer, now that's 3 sets of monsters I got to make. But
I warned y'all. This
but
was
as
your
a
idea.
storyteller, I gotta go. Isn't it more tension building if there's one thing or like one group of things that is in pursuit and mauling people, the classic horror way, as opposed to group A, then group B, then group C,
Yeah, it's
I
not a play.
That horror way is really easy to film and not as expensive as full-on action scenes all the way through.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And
And also, if your one monster isn't good enough, you're the writer. Invent a better monster.
yeah. So anyway,
it's just words, John.
yeah. And look, the thing is, as Danny said, this is the cheap time. And I must say, Danny, like that quote has stuck with me. That you want to fix as many problems as you can, as cheap as you can. And when everyone is on set, it is not cheap anymore.
Yeah, it's not cheap anymore.
I mean, honestly, it's advice I give so often and so few people understand it.
Right.
It's like, we're already filming. We can't change the script.
Right.
Free is the cheap time to solve problems.
Yeah,
So
like,
you're doing
like
it right.
free, like right now I understand you're like, well, I put this time into this thing that now I had to throw out and do this other thing. I'm like, okay, but
you don't have like $10,000 a minute waiting for you to fix it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't have a crew outside the tent going, where's my script, right? Like, what's the problem?
Where's the donut while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Do not do this as the writer of Die Hard. That guy is a machine. They were filming and the script was not ready. He's literally writing the script as they were filming. How that film became as coherent as it was, I have no fucking clue.
Really detailed outlining, probably.
Yeah. Well, they were adapting a prior script.
So if there's stuff there, it's doable. Like if you know what's going to happen, but not what people say or whatever, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
it's not ideal. I don't recommend it.
What amazes me
movies
is that
get made in many, many weird ways.
Yeah, what amazes me is that the entire scene where Hans and John McClane first meet was something that he made up literally on the spot, and he had a day to write that. And that's insane to me because he noticed he was at the cafeteria and apparently Alan Rickman was doing his American accent impression, and he goes, "Oh, now I know how to do the confrontation."
Yeah,
because they never seen each other.
Yeah,
by that point. So how am I going to do this confrontation where they don't know who they are, and what are you going to do? And he was stuck, and that was his way in. Was him watching Alan Rickman doing an American accent. He goes, "That's how he won't know." so
anyway, all right. Look forward to next week.
Okay, folks.
Ciao. Good day.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Where's end stream right